What is going on, everybody? Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to the starting panel today with me, Marshall DBDX, Real Chicken Nugget Chris, Oliver Twist, and Scotty Page over here, ready to start a international break version of the Casually Chelsea show. And to my surprise, guys, there's quite a bit to talk about. So yeah, we're definitely going to be covering a lot of stories today and discussing a lot of topics. But like I have here in the bubble below, you guys already know what to do. Smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Guys, I have been stuck on the same amount of subscribers for the past month. Don't know what's really going on. But hey, that's where you guys come in. Smash the like so the algorithm says, oh yeah, I should probably promote this channel. People like it, right? And yeah, subscribe so that YouTube also says, oh yeah, people subscribe to this stuff, you know? So let's get it going. But yeah, help us out by doing that, the simple logistical stuff. Check out the links in the description for a bunch of content, a lot of Twitter pages, other people's YouTube channels and all that stuff. Also, okay. Is he referring to himself, guys?
Hmm?
Is Ahmed referring to himself in this one?
What the hell?
Why am I looking up from my phone and that's the first comment I'm seeing, by the way? Are you good?
I don't know.
Not
We're
you,
not
Marshall.
even 5 minutes in.
This is aimed purely at Ahmed. Ahmed, are you good?
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you.
Bro, are you good, bro?
See a straw?
Pick up Ahmed. He'll be here shortly, I guess. But yeah, guys, check out the links down below for a bunch of content, including my own channel where I stream video games. I also have a Patreon on there as well if you guys want to go a little extra mile and help me do my own stuff over on that channel, the Marshall DBDX channel. But big up to every single one of you. Guys, like I said already, there is quite a few stories that we have to talk about. Oh yeah, memberships too. Sorry, I forgot. Check out the memberships. It helps us out tremendously here on the channel, keeping the lights on. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get straight into it, guys. We'll start off with this first story, which is something that happened shortly after the Arsenal game, or during the Arsenal game, is the Fofana racist abuse or racial abuse that he received after the game. So here is pretty much a statement on it. Chelsea also made an official statement, which I didn't pull up. But Chelsea players, staff, and sporting team have all been in touch with Wesley Fofana to show support after he posted a series of screenshots of racist abuse he received online after yesterday's defeat at Arsenal. The club have contacted Instagram and will work with the authorities. Chelsea statement: Chelsea Football Club is appalled and disgusted by the recent rise in online racial abuse towards our players. The abuse Wes Fofana has been subjected to following yesterday's fixtures is abhorrent and will not be tolerated. Wes and all our players have all full support. We will work with relevant authorities to identifying the perpetrators and take the strongest possible actions. So obviously not something that we're very happy to see. Not something that should be normalized. Obviously, this is stuff that should be nipped in the butt when it is seen, and it does happen. I'm so glad that, we're taking the measures necessary to really assess this. But yeah, I mean, as far as I'm aware, it wasn't Chelsea fans that were doing it. It was Arsenal fans. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Chelsea fans as well, to be honest. It's not like Chelsea fans have
do this anyway.
Yeah, Chelsea fans have been totally guilty of doing that to Rudiger and so on and so forth. But Koulibaly as well.
Wait, Chelsea said Rudiger? I thought it was
they did it to Rudiger. So essentially one of the things that happened was Wesley Fofana got like monkey emojis sent to him.
Yeah.
The typical stuff that you hear on Instagram. It also did happen to Rudiger. I remember even Koulibaly to an extent got like bananas and monkey emojis thrown at him as well. Just stupid shit. It's obviously racist and unnecessary, but I guess overall thoughts, guys. I'm sure we all pretty much are 100% agreement with not tolerating this behavior.
No,
I mean,
go on.
Yeah, you can go, Chris.
No, it's just it's no need in football, of course. Like, I just think it's common sense at this point. It's just disgusting, but I mean, it's just a sad reality. We just keep seeing this, and like I don't know whatever like make it change. Like, I don't think it ever changed. And just like the best way to get like change is just try to find them, ban them from the games and all that, because we have done that, of course. But like, stuff like that. Like, but yeah, it's just disgusting. There's no need for it in football. They are human still, of course.
Yeah. Big up RSM. Anyone else want to share thoughts on this, racial abuse stuff that's been happening for Fofana?
I guess
the Rudiger abuse.
Sorry?
That was in
after Lampard got sacked.
19, 20. Yeah, when Lampard got sacked and Chelsea fans were blaming him and stuff. Yeah. So
pretty much.
This one from Fofana, what was he getting abused for in the game?
It was
being a Chelsea
player. My guess, Prime. It was probably for the stomp on rice or the studs on rice.
Yep.
Really?
Even though that's the referee's fault for not setting him off. Like, it just on no level does it make any sense.
I mean, VAR checked the man.
Because I saw Arsenal fans give out about that a bit and stuff, that he should get booked. But I didn't know he got like abuse from it. That's crazy.
Well, this is like stuff in the DMs though. You wouldn't see it. It's not public.
Yeah.
No, I know, but like usually, if like
let me see if I can find shit. Hold on.
If a player's getting racially abused, usually you would see something online.
Yeah, he posted screenshots.
No, I know he posted it. What I mean is, like, if a player is going to get targeted, you will see it happen online as well as the DMs. And I saw some Arsenal fans kick off about the incident, but like, I didn't see anything that I thought was serious enough to warrant him getting racial abuse. So
yeah, well, I don't know. Racists just go for any reason, bro.
I mean, not that there is.
Yeah, but like I still like I just think it's so crazy because I don't know, man.
I mean, one of the speaking about like what can we do, like I agree with being forgive stuff, but they also just need to be publicly shamed. Like that's really what it is, bro. Like we need to bring back shame.
Fofana did. I have the post right here, actually.
I mean, listen, I'm happy that Fofana's putting them full profile and everything, because to be honest, that's what needs to be. Like, these people are too comfortable. They need to be publicly shamed.
Yeah, that's true.
We need to bring back shame. That is what it is.
Bring back shame. Make shame great again.
I was saying like are like hiding like in the Avi and like not their name. I mean, some of them are really stupid enough to use their real name and real picture, and then you should shame them and show them like what they're doing, and if you're doing it in their DMs. Wait,
I love this account. Chelsea fan accountability account always like
is this to
catches
Fofana?
them out and shames them. Yeah. This is what Fofana received.
I think the crazy thing about it for me is that, like, kind of like what I mentioned with, like, I believe a lot of this is due to that thing with Rice. A lot of people blaming this on the referee. Like, racism isn't anyone's fault but the person that does it. You cannot in any way bring a referee into this whatsoever, even if it was
refs always make bad decisions, bro. That's not.
And I do personally believe that Wesley Fofana, I would have had no problem if he saw a red card for that incident, but it still doesn't warrant anything like to this level of abuse.
No, 100%. None of it is justified. You shouldn't have to resort to this. You can have your criticism of the player. You can even, like, you know, if you really want to, go out there and just tell him he's shit or whatever the fuck, like just the typical banter shit. But once you start bringing race into it, that's where it becomes a whole different and a much more serious thing. And obviously it's unacceptable. It's not something we want to normalize in society. We're trying to be, you know, better as humans over the course of our human history to undo the mistakes that were done in the past. And we know everything that's been fucked up in human history, that we don't need to resort back to that. You know, we're much more developed humans. We're smarter. We're not all smooth brain like we used to be. Yeah. So, we're not all smooth brain.
I mean,
there's still some smooth brains out there.
Most of us are, but
Yeah.
well, not me, but well, you know what I mean. This is like the second like racial incident Fofana's been involved in. Because you remember he got a lot of abuse from the whole Enzo stuff.
I think
Yeah,
I said this
he
too.
did.
Like the issue with that Prime is, like, unfortunately for Fofana, like when people are outspoken about it, they tend to be like a lightning rod for that type of stuff in the future. Like if people know that you respond to it, then they'll be more likely to do it to you. Which is why I say I'm glad that Fofana's putting their whole, you know, Instagram profiles and everything in the screenshots and stuff instead of like blurring out their names. Like it is what it is. Like if you're an outspoken critic about something, every time, you know, something like that happens, people are going to respond with that type of stuff.
Ladies and gents, take a good look at the names. You know who to block. You know who to report. Just do your thing, because these guys obviously don't deserve any forgiveness.
In terms of,
I'll use my platform for that. You know.
In terms of Fofana specifically as well, this isn't even the first time this season. I mean, the biggest and most prominent thing that is yet to be mentioned yet, the whole Argentina bus incident.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
And how he comes under that.
This, like, and it's also weird because I'm seeing. Again, I see things. I'm seeing certain accounts that were trying to, you know, they weren't giving him abuse, but they were trying to have a go at Fofana. Now you're defending him. I see you, man. I see you.
I think also, listen. I'm saying this now because it's probably going to happen at some point in the future, as long as Fofana's at the club. I think there is a certain like view of Fofana within Chelsea fandom that sees him as kind of like a troublemaker in a sense. Like if you guys remember when Maresca came out and said, "Oh, he's going to be out for the rest of the season," and Fofana comes out, and I don't think he's doing it on purpose. He's not trying to stir the pot, but he comes out and corrects Maresca, and it causes a whole fiasco. And some Chelsea fans had the narrative saying like, "Oh, look at this Fofana causing trouble again at Chelsea because of what he was doing with the Enzo situation," which in my opinion was justified. He's French, you know, like it was justified how he reacted. But some Chelsea fans think he was overreacting, and now they're seeing what he's doing with Maresca and saying like, "Look at him again, he's overreacting." So there are a portion of Chelsea fans that who do have a negative stain when they view Fofana. What were you going to say, Oliver?
In full fairness to him with the Maresca thing, look who turned out to be right.
Yeah, no,
You know, he wasn't out for the whole season.
Yeah, and regardless of that either, like I didn't see it as like, oh, look at Maresca, not Maresca, look at Fofana trying to stir up drama, causing trouble again at Chelsea. It's like, are you serious, bro? Like he has the right to say what the fuck he wants. Like maybe in that situation, he maybe should have spoken to the manager about it, but regardless, I didn't think it was a big issue.
Yeah, he's also not the first player to just have a contradiction statement to what the manager says. But again, people always overblow. Like you said, some people have a weird agenda against Fofana and stuff.
It is weird. It's really weird, but yeah, that's a situation with Fofana. Hopefully it stops. Hopefully, right, because this type of thing won't go away overnight. Yeah, but I do hope that the accounts are held accountable. If they're season ticket holders, they're revoked of their season tickets for such stupid fucking behavior. Like again, we're in 2025. Like we don't need to be smooth brains about all the stupid bullshit like this. Like it's dumb, and it is what it is in terms of like it being dumb. But yeah, hopefully it comes to a halt. No, stop, leave Fofana the fuck alone, and just criticize what you see on the pitch, not by the color of his skin. Criticize the performances, not his nationality or his skin color.
Did anyone see the post that Chelsea made?
Yeah, the official post. I
The
read it
statement.
earlier.
Yeah, making a statement, right? And if you just look through the replies and the quote tweets, a bunch of people are like, this basically disregarding it and being like, "Oh, I thought this was announcing Morex is getting sacked. I thought this was the sacked tweet." And I'm like, guys, what the hell?
No, people are stupid, so they're gonna be out of touch, and like a lot of people don't know how to read the room, especially a lot of people on Twitter because they literally don't get out of the room.
True.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Yeah, so hey, the best we can hope for is that slowly but surely these people start to be phased out of social media and just the world in general. And I have no regrets in saying that. Okay. True. Let's go ahead and continue on with the next topic I had for you guys, which is we didn't get to talk about this, a singing section at the bridge. I think this is awesome considering all the criticism I've had towards match-going fans in recent shows. So let's go ahead and bring this up. So yeah, they heard me. We are announcing a small singing section tomorrow of 120 season ticket holders in the Shed Upper. We have been working on this with the club for a while, and hopefully this is the start of something much bigger. And this was, before the Copenhagen game, which, we don't need to talk about the Copenhagen game. We know what happened. And then to continue on here, singing section's next step. So I thought it was a pretty successful singing section. Obviously, there's still going to be a portion of the fan base that are going to boo and groan and moan, and that's whatever, that there's always going to be people like that. You can't get rid of all of them. But however, I did think this was a step in the right direction. I know from going to games here in the U.S., someone starts something, it starts to spread, and then before you know it, the whole stadium is doing it. Same thing with the wave and all the stuff that it's just correlated to U.S. sports. It's you start it spreads, and people continue on. So the singing section's next step, next trial will be in the ECL quarterfinal. 150 season ticket holders. Positive discussions with club over future of this project, which has been received well internally. Space used for this section is not available for Premier League matches. This is just the beginning. Now, can someone explain to me why exactly it's not why can't I just be a part of the fan base that go to Premier League games and can just sing the whole time if I wanted to? Why is that a rule?
I think it's just about having a dedicated section. It's just about having a dedicated section of the stand for it. You can, for some reason or another, I'm not privy to what the reason is. You're able to organise that in the Conference League fixtures, but not the Premier League. I don't know if anyone else knows any more on that. But yeah.
I don't know. Would it be a TV thing maybe? I mean, I have no clue, but that's the only thing I could possibly think of.
It's weird to me because you see all these other leagues. Obviously, me and RSM have watched South American football for God knows how long now. And we see the drums and obviously I understand the fireworks and the flares are probably prohibited for a good reason. But you see the types of atmosphere you get here in the Americas, MLS, Central America, as well as South America. Even in some portions of European leagues, they have so much more of an atmosphere because Spain is particularly too, because they're allowed to have singing sections, they're allowed to have banging drums. I just don't understand why the UK doesn't permit these things.
I think it's a cultural thing too, though, because you look at international football as well. The international crowds are you look at the English international crowds when we both travel away and play at Wembley.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as good as the the other nations.
Isn't it because of Liverpool? Isn't it because of Liverpool from back in the day? How they didn't do standing sections because of that whole disaster in I think it was the 70s or 80s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Hillsborough.
Hillsborough, yeah.
That's
So
what
I think because I don't think they. Right. Sorry, go ahead.
No,
Frank.
that's what I was gonna. No, I'm agreeing.
Yeah.
Because I was.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they don't allow that in the Premier League.
Because when you look at the atmosphere in England in general, at least among Premier League clubs, a lot of the atmosphere is just dead for the most part, and that's due to the fact we're not allowed to really do a lot of things.
It's
fans
because
not really allowed
Marshall,
to be standing up, making noise.
because Marshall, the standing section is even a new thing now, because it used to be back in the day, but because of the whole incident, like Prime has mentioned, they actually stopped that and restricted that, and it's slowly
What's the
coming back.
incident? Does that have to do anything with the hooligan
Hillsborough.
phase of...
Hillsborough. So you can explain better. You guys in general can explain better than I can, probably. Scott or anyone in the UK want to explain Hillsborough too?
Yeah, so
Marshall,
basically,
Thank you.
there was a game. So Hillsborough's Sheffield United Stadium, Sheffield Wednesday Stadium. I can't remember how many years ago this was, but there was a game that happened between Liverpool and Sheffield Wednesday, where I'm trying to remember the details now because like it's so long ago. But basically, 96 people died as a result of being crushed.
So it happened in
yeah.
1989.
So they got crushed against the So basically, I think the way it used to be in stadiums is you'd have standing sections basically, but you'd have like a fence blocking off like the pitch. People got crushed against that fence at a game. 96 people died. There was also an incident as well, and it's why English teams got banned from Europe for a while in Heysel in Belgium.
Mhm.
There was also Liverpool fans again, and it was similar. Like there was an incident. I don't remember the details fully, but it was a similar incident. People died. Belgian fans died. Or I can't remember what team it was. It was Liverpool versus someone, and the Belgian fans died because of similar issues, like just getting crushed.
Did they get crushed because like the fence fell or something?
No. So it's basically
They were crushed against the fence, like people pushing behind.
because of the standing section and because of the way things were. There was too many people in the stadium. It was the issue. Way too many people in the stadium, more than there should have been.
And
because of that,
it was the Heysel disaster between Liverpool and Juve in the European Cup final in 98 or in 85. Sorry, 1985.
I say there was that one, and then it was the
Hillsborough in 1989.
And
So people essentially were like trampled and stuff, right?
Yes.
Assuming.
People got crushed against the fence. People got trampled on because they got knocked over and like because of how many people they trampled on. And 96 people died.
Yeah, so that's why the standing sections like are slowly being re-implemented, but very selectively and carefully, and that's why the singing thing's kind of a big deal because you know.
Wow.
That's why we can't like just when people talk about like people will say, "Oh, Stamford Bridge, like we don't have an atmosphere and stuff." A lot of the top clubs in England don't have a real atmosphere like that. Even Liverpool, like they only have an atmosphere in big games in Europe.
Yeah.
England, they don't have an atmosphere.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. So it's kind of just like a safety protocol, just not to fall into like the bad habits that may have led to those incidents, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because the brief like summary that I'm briefing through, it's kind of what I was alluding to is like in the following days and weeks, South Yorkshire police fed the press false stories suggesting the football hooliganism and drunkenness by Liverpool supporters caused the disaster, so on and so forth. I mean, yeah, overcrowding that's always going to be a big problem, especially like in the standing sections. I mean, we kind of just saw that kind of incident happen recently with the whole Astroworld thing. So it's like, crowds is a tough thing to control. So I can understand why seated sections or standing sections are so far and few. I don't know many stadiums that have standing sections. I'll be so real with you.
There are stadiums, but they are very, very small stadiums. Very small.
No, it's not necessarily. They do in. I know for a fact the Allianz Arena has a standing section.
No, we're talking
about
England.
British stadiums.
Oh, in England. Sorry,
in England. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think newer stadiums are implementing them in their structural plans too about standing sections, but obviously a smaller amount and in a certain area, right, for fan experience and so forth. But
yeah, no, I mean that makes a lot more sense now.
Because Marshall, English teams got banned from Europe for like I think 6 years or something. So because for example, Arsenal were like winning leagues during those times when they had a really good team and couldn't even go to Europe. So that's why some Arsenal fans are like, we could have won something, but that's what. Well, Igal was saying that.
Of course, Igal would say that.
Casually
history, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, casually heritage. I just looked it up. Several English football clubs, both in the Prem and Championship, have a licensed safe standing section. So it says here: Chelsea, Brentford, Liverpool, Villa, City, Wolves, United, and Spurs.
That's a decent amount, actually. Fuck.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I think nowadays you can definitely profile people and check for that kind of stuff a lot better than maybe back then. If you get the right security and stuff, you do the right protocols and stuff, maybe you can, especially because you guys have a rule in the UK where you're not allowed to bring beer or any type of alcoholic beverage to your seat. It has to be outside of the seated area. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, they wait. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't bring
you're not
alcohol.
allowed-
They have a bar and stuff inside.
You're not
Yeah,
allowed
you
to drink in the actual.
Yeah.
You could have, yeah.
That's something that in the US we don't at all. So that's definitely something that maybe is a better implementation to kind of control how people, act and keep them a little bit more tame.
And not to mention as well, one of the big problems about like stuff like Hillsborough was fans entering the stadium without tickets. And nowadays
exactly.
you have the rise of things nowadays like mobile ticketing. It's very hard to enter the stadium without a ticket or with a fake ticket. It's something you can authenticate it a lot better.
It's a lot harder now than it was back then. Is what.
It's not, but like it's gotten better because don't forget there was that issue with
Was it Liverpool again? The one that Paris?
Yeah, it was the Liverpool.
Yep.
I think it was. Was it Liverpool?
Yeah, they had a.
Was it in Paris?
That was just after COVID, though. That was just after COVID. Like they didn't prepare well enough for that.
I found out since that game, that Liverpool thing in Paris, basically, because of that, whenever for like European aways, you have to get your ticket in the city when you get there.
Oh, you have to get your ticket separate.
Yeah, no. So you get given your ticket when you get to the city. You have to go somewhere where they've got the tickets in the city to pick them up because of that Liverpool thing that happened in Paris.
Is this true? Is this actually true? You got cussed out at the game versus Villa for being too loud, FA Cup.
Yeah, apparently in games, because like a lot of people from different clubs have spoken about this. Like Stroops has spoken about this for Arsenal and stuff. Like if you're like trying to make noise or trying to make an atmosphere or whatever, like the stewards like will tell you to like calm down and stuff like that, or like tell you to like sit down and stuff.
He was in the family section for that when he was talking about it, but yeah, they're very particular with the family section about making noise and stuff like that. So,
what happened to the sport I love, bro? It is what it is.
It's England. It's England.
Unfortunately, it is like it's just a case of like hooliganism was caused this.
Yeah.
And Marshall, the funny thing is they complain about how shit their weather is, while places like Iceland that are encompassed in snow have more spirit than these rods, you know what I'm saying? But weather excuses, you know what I'm saying? Oh my god, the clouds are gray, oh my god, I can't, the weather's so shit, I feel down all the time. Well, you have people in Norway like my cousin in 6 months of fucking nighttime for 18 hours a day, but they can make noises, but oh my god, the gray clouds.
You have Poland who have the Poznan and England have nothing.
Dude, that's true, man.
Good point, Nextel. Good point. Yeah, man. Hopefully this starts to change a little bit more. Because that explains a lot of why the Stamford Bridge crowd has been so fucking miserable. I didn't realize there were so many damn restrictions as to how much noise you can fucking make, how much you can't even have a singing section or a dedicated crowd that can just, it doesn't even have to be just people in general. I'm part of the singing section. I'm going to sing my heart out the whole game, but yeah, I got to worry about getting shushed if I do that. That's just wild to me. Do you guys remember? And then if I make noise, I'll be called a tourist. Which I am, but
this clip actually was on my timeline earlier today.
They're ruining our game.
You know that clip from Chelsea TV of that this older white guy having a go out for tour about Maresca.
Oh yeah, I just saw that today.
And, I remember how he was talking about how that why aren't you guys singing in the stadiums and stuff? This guy is saying this for tour. All he does is sing chants at Chelsea games.
Does he? Because every time I see him on TV, he's eating something.
He's vibing, and
whenever I see him on TV, he's celebrating a goal, bro. So that's why he's answer.
With food in his mouth.
with Kai, but still,
Yeah,
you know,
well,
he's still cheering.
My point being,
Bro, if I pull up a comp of Fatur on TV, I guarantee you, 75% of it, he's eating some bullshit.
I don't wanna,
He's got like a chili dog in his hand, and he's like, yes.
Marshall, he's
I don't want to
he's-
see a Fatur Vicom. But regardless, my point being, if you're having to go at Fatur for not singing at games, like all he does is try and create an atmosphere at games. So like that's just showing how kind of dead the atmosphere is in England in general, not just like Chelsea or Arsenal or Man United or whatever. Like Lewis always talks about how the best support is always the away support.
I gotta say, I mean, away support tends to always be the best, also because like in terms of the travel and wanting to
Dedicated
do
fans.
it every weekend, and some of them are also. I feel like the average age maybe of the away fans is a little younger. I think maybe that contributes as well. Gotta say it.
Wait, say that again? I missed that.
I said the average age of the away fans are probably a bit younger, and I think that contributes.
Yeah. He's saying, Chelsea fans croak. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
That's crazy. I say all
I'm
that.
kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
You're saying
It's a
Granddad
joke,
can't
people.
do away days. I hear it, man.
Bro, I'm saying, Granddad, give it up.
Nah, it's
Let
not
us
a
have a
joke.
new stadium. Okay, let's move on to the next segment, which actually does have is related to the stadium and tickets and all that fun stuff. And there's been a bit of a ticket touting issue. Surprise, surprise, not enough seats at the stadium. All the tickets get taken away. People will start to sell tickets at a premium because there's not enough room for everyone who is a fan to,
For who though? For who? All these filthy, disgusting foreign fans.
Damn.
Damn.
Adjectives on that one.
And I would like to say, as a guy from Canada, you know what I'm saying? Right prime. All these non-British people, you know what I'm saying?
You're ruining our country, and now you're ruining the game.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're coming in here and fucking chanting for Chelsea to win. Shut up! There's a baby sleeping next to you.
Prime. All these foreigners coming into your guys' country, man. Goddamn. Man. Brexit means
I'm not English. That's not my country. I'm a foreigner too.
Oh, fair. That is true. That is true.
Chelsea.
It's Scott's country.
I'm sorry, Scott. I can't even say Chris because he's Welsh, and that's sheep country, so we don't count that really. So Scott and
Sheep country is crazy.
I have a lot of
Serious, I can't
I
lie.
said Scott, not Chris. Chris doesn't count. He's an animal.
Chris, last question, Chris. Because you know how there's a stat in New Zealand how there's more sheep than people in New Zealand. Is it the same in Wales? Like, are you guys like the Kiwis of the Northern Hemisphere? Are you like the New Zealand people of the Northern Hemisphere?
I don't know how many numbers of sheep they got. I know they probably got a lot, but like,
Hey, Chris doesn't care about how many sheep there, so long as there's some.
Let's Google this. Are there more sheep in Wales?
While you're Googling that, I'm going to read this tweet here. Chelsea have sent an email outlining their battle against ticket touts, including action against one who had 340 memberships. The email seen by BBC Sport also explains Chelsea have an investigative team who track ticket purchasing and membership accounts, including a team of uniformed and plainclothes staff to investigate ticket misuse, identify and apprehend touts, in-person seat checks at home matches, set up hotline where we use information to investigate potential touts, and support the police in obtaining football banning orders for convicted touts. So it looks like Chelsea are taking the measures to kind of reduce this. Obviously, people are going to throw this at the fact, it's Vivid Seats, it's Todd Boehly. Todd Boehly's doing all of it. Bruh, nah. It's individuals who obviously are taking advantage of the system, selling their tickets to tourists, foreign fans for higher prices than what they're worth. Am I wrong? Feel free to correct me.
So, you guys can't combat racism in football, but we can do ticket touts.
Well, what gives you more money? You know what I'm saying?
Jesus fuck.
That's crazy, bro. He's not wrong. That's sad, but he's spitting.
Does doping racism pay for my players? ticket
you're
price.
saying because we won't get paid stopping Johnny Minerals.
No. Prime. What's the better PR stunt? Stopping racism or stopping ticket resales at significant prices? Think about this. You're talking to the British public. Once again, they voted for Brexit. What matters more? Fighting racism or stopping ticket resales at ridiculous prices? We all know the answer. I'm not gonna say which one is the answer, but we all know what the answer is. And one last thing is, I did Google, and Google says yes, there are significantly more sheep than people in Wales. So
Yeah,
shout out to me.
You know that ludicrous song? I've got holes in different area codes. That's what Chris says. So much sheep.
Yo, oh my god, bro.
That might be one of the maddest sentences I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yes, man,
Yeah, what's wrong with Chris? Man?
We also have a shit ton of castles too, but you don't want to mention that.
Yeah, no one cares about the castle. But
We have the most when
Yeah, what's up with the
you don't want to
He
mention
is
that.
so mad.
Yeah, he was so
Wait.
Bro.
Are you shagging?
He's so angry.
Say that again. Your audio cut.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Castles.
I don't know what's going on, but you sound like
your
you're
audio
20
passing
centuries
away,
away, bro.
Wait,
Wait,
are
what?
you saying something about castles?
Hear me now.
You sound like the singing section at Chelsea.
Hear me now.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Are you shagging sheep in castles, Chris? Is that what you're saying?
Okay.
Jesus Christ. I kind of wish I didn't hear it. Never mind. Any comments on the ticket touting issue before we move on?
Nope.
This is kind of a normal. Yeah, it's a normal thing that happens everywhere.
Ticket touters hate people like them.
It's not a exclusive Chelsea thing. Let's be honest. Like, you know, people set up bots to buy tickets when they go on sale for all types of events and stuff. So it is what it is. There's
Let's just say it's AI and move on.
Yeah. Sure. I'm okay with that. Okay. The next section that I wanted to move on to was Boehly versus the media. So I figured I'd bring this up because I think this is a funny little segment here to go to. No, we haven't. But the reason I brought this up is because of this tweet right here. So Matt Law was on the London is Blue podcast, and he said that in response to Todd Boehly saying the media leaves stuff out of articles, Matt Law said, we do leave stuff out. If I wrote everything I knew, you'd be in big trouble, Todd. What do you mean by that, Matt Law? Boehly and Clear Lake not letting their issues take over the season in the summer. We may start getting direction of travel, RE ownership. Okay. And then not aware of players being unhappy with Maresca's style of football. I think it's funny that this is, here we go. Hope Boehly buys the Telegraph out of pure pettiness and lays off Matt Law. That would be a G move. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Boehly's not wrong. Obviously, journos are gonna exaggerate shit and blow shit up just to make clicks and all that stuff. And Matt Law is no stranger to that. We've seen him do it multiple times to the point where he lost a lot of credibility from Chelsea fans. And he's slowly been garnering that credibility back. And to be honest, I feel like ever since the American takeover, he's had less and less plugs for stories and you know, sources and shit. So he's kind of been hung out to dry to an extent.
He's washed. You can just call it what it is. He's washed.
Yeah, he's washed. But any thoughts on this, guys?
He's just a bit salty. That's about it.
Yeah, well,
Unless it's literally he's gonna tell us what he's hiding about Boehly, then it's just an empty threat as far as I'm concerned.
It's also like whatever he has, like maybe he's waiting for it to be confirmed that it's true. Like he's probably hearing rumors just like us too. Except he's got an inside source, maybe. Well, most likely. Maybe. I mean, yeah, he definitely has an inside source. Okay. I mean, if we don't have any other opinions on that, then we'll move on to the next segment, which is. Oh shit! Hold on. All right, which is we're gonna call this the secret section.
I don't like sound of that.
Yeah. Well, what are we hiding?
We're hiding
So a lot of
You know
secrets
what?
casually.
I'll just.
Okay.
Bro, just
Oh,
disappoint-
fuck
oh,
no.
fuck off.
We need to go and find Marshall.
Bro, you and me are fighting. I told you. It's like, this man, by the way, no, we're gonna break
Too much Chelsea
we're gonna
news.
break the fourth.
I'm out of here, man.
No. We're not going to talk about this crap on the screen. I don't care. We're breaking the fourth wall, people. Did you know this man had the audacity to say to me, Chris, and Oliver backstage, "Oh, we've got so many things we need to go through. I've got to split all the news into 2 different shows. We got too much shit to go through." And I said, and I quote, "If you've got so much stuff to talk through, and there's kits on here, there's a section about kits. You and me are fighting. So me and Marshall will be fighting.
Let's go.
I don't care."
Let's go. Get in the octagon versus Marshall, bro. Get in the octagon.
Epic Scott. Epic Scott.
Are we gonna have a YouTube celebrity match?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'll be on Scott's corner.
You like this, right?
Oh shit! Do I like this?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I mean I think it's cool, but it's a meme now at this point.
Why does the mannequin look like he's from Johnny Bravo? Why is it so triangular? What the fuck is going on? Look at the back one. Look at the back one. It looks like Johnny Bravo. It looks like a triangle. Hey, it looks like a triangle, man.
Bro, you only
Yeah.
hit my man. Only hit back and shoulders. That's it. You feel me?
fucking lift it.
Hell, man.
Chest,
Only
chest,
did upper
shoulders,
body,
back.
no legs.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, no lower body. My God, man. Fuck.
I did want to point out something though. Okay, so there's a caveat to this segment, right? There is actually news involved. I
God,
promise.
I'm waiting.
Oh,
God.
so
I
this is
promise
a
you.
different kit to the last one you showed me as well. So this just changes.
There's actually like it's not a there's
design?
actually a picture.
Yeah, is that
There's like a
pirate
picture in there.
steering wheel?
Is it a picture of our sorrows? I don't know. What
I don't know, but it looks like there's like I don't know if this is the bridge or like it looks like there's an image of a building
It's like
in
a
it.
circle.
I don't know what it is.
Marshall, can I be honest with you? Can I
Actually,
be
might
honest with you?
good.
You don't care.
Can we do fashion corner like at the end of the season? Like I agree with Scott. Like who gives a fuck about triangle, man? Like
There's more to it. I promise you. There's more to it.
Oh, is
There
there?
is.
I mean,
There's another one. It looks like a nice kit, by the way.
I mean, I
why does this look
Yeah, like,
Dude,
nice
this looks like
guy.
a Portugal kid.
Bro, I've seen
This I
this
don't like. I'm not a fan of this one.
I said this. I said
By the
no.
way,
I said this. It's like a lot of these designs to me look like recycled designs that they've had for national teams.
National
Blue one looks like the blue one looks like a France redesign. It looks like a design they created for
Or-
France. Like, oh, we
yeah,
can get this. to
or
Chelsea.
the Italy one from 2006.
Yes. It like
Why-
I mean, this one, for example, it's not ugly, but it's just like there's nothing
No, it's
original.
supposed to look
Also,
it's literally
how would
watching
this
football.
work with the? How would this work with? Again, a lot of this kit is also dependent on what the sponsor is, because the sponsor, these kits are so simple, the sponsor would make or break them.
Yeah.
Also, Marshall,
Yeah.
I've now seen this kit, specifically this kit,
Yeah.
5 times at least on this channel.
On this channel, yes, I agree.
But now it's real. It's not a
Nah,
virtual
why is it
design.
real, bro?
Oh,
100%.
How is it real? Explain that.
90% accurate.
Scott,
Oh,
you
so
notice
it's not
something?
real, then, you liar.
You notice something? Do you think he's a blue coat operative? Because the amount he puts on kits and talks about kits.
Hey, Blue
Sean,
Coat, if you
are
want
we
to give me a
watching-
kit sponsorship
Also,
link,
is-
yo,
are
I'll
we
look it
saying-
up, bro.
Are
I'll
we
look
saying-
it up.
Are we saying Marshall?
I'll get you that kit
Give me one of
sponsorship.
them.
Are we saying Marshall?
Bro,
I
Yeah,
will
yeah.
promote the shit out of the kits if I get some sponsorship deal.
Every
some
10
kits.
minutes.
Marshall
Come on.
has
Footy
said-
headlines, hit me up, yo.
Marshall has said numerous times on this show, and I quote, "I am brown." So he might be an envelope too.
What do you mean by that?
I've never said the words. I am.
Yes,
brown.
you have.
I think
No,
you
I have
have.
not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have.
You
When
can-
you know,
Okay, guys.
I've also
If
said
I
about-
have, if you're so confident, go find that and clip it and send it to me. I'm pretty sure I've
Oh,
never said it.
You
You guys have time, right?
I have a clip right here.
I mean, I have time right now.
You're
Like
the wrong
that.
person. You have Prime.
That's crazy. All right. Well, the real reason I brought this up, one for the jokes, but there's actually an actual reason. So apparently, we're in talks with a sponsor.
Aura.
It only took a year, guys. Holy shit. This is still just rumors, but apparently Chelsea in talks with FPT Software, a Vietnamese technology company, to become its main sponsor. The estimated value of FPT Software deal could be around £60 million a year. So there's a possibility that this actually has legs. The reason I say that is because we are trying to strengthen our ties with the Asian market. So Chelsea strengthened. Well, I literally said that. That was a coincidence. I promise I wasn't reading this ahead of time. Chelsea strengthened ties in Asia. Next up for former Chelsea player Hasselbank was Shanghai, with the event supported by club's global sponsor Linglong Tires. The famous CFC series is designed to deepen connection between Chelsea and their supporters worldwide, which I think is neat. But that being said, I think that's part of the reason why we're rumored with this Vietnamese company. So yeah, it looks like we're strengthening our connection with the Asian market, trying to get more fans out there, more engagement out there, growing the fandom over there. But yeah, I think there is some legs to that rumor, but £60 million a year, which wouldn't be bad if we do get it done. It just sucks that we lost it for this first year. But yeah, guys, what are our thoughts on the kit? If you want to say anything about the kit, but mostly the sponsorship rumor. Go ahead.
I mean, I got nothing to say, bro. If they think 60 mils is the best that they're gonna get, then it is what it is. I don't really care.
What were they asking for? Weren't they asking for 50?
How long
No.
is this sponsorship for?
They didn't say.
That I don't know yet.
Because
They said multi-year. They're saying.
if we're just
Yeah.
waiting to get Jordan and
Jordan
like,
is not a front of shirt sponsor, guys.
Yeah, no,
Please.
yeah.
An
Please stop saying it.
manufacturer.
It's like
not-
Nike. It's what it's made. Like the company that makes
okay.
the shirt.
No,
It's
alright,
not.
hey, never mind.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me.
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Wait, hold on. So Jordan is not a front of shirt sponsor. So what have we been fucking around for 2 years then?
No,
No,
basically,
Jordan.
you know
No,
when-
no, but
you know when
Jordan
PSG
is
went-
Jordan is a basically it's owned by Nike, but it's kind of like its
Yeah.
own company. So basically, our third kits and other apparel would be made by Jordan instead of Nike.
No. I mean, what have we been fucking around not having a front of shirt
Be-
sponsor?
Oh no, that's because they don't want to be tied down to like a 40 or 50 mil a year.
Yeah, they don't want to be done. Exactly. No, what RSM is saying. People have been quoting them for 40 million. They want the 50 to 60 million range,
50 or 60
which they're
million,
now
yeah,
getting with this Vietnamese company.
Yep.
So,
pretty much.
Engen was sponsored. They said
Listen,
this
man.
shit last season.
Listen, Asian tech, we have good history with the
At
Asian.
this point, Casually should just sponsor Chelsea.
Bro, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I mean, at least
actually,
we're
that
not getting at least we're not
Never
getting.
mind.
Have you got
sponsor,
50 to cough up, Marshall? We don't know about.
I'll like sponsor the socks for like one game.
He's part of like the Marshall's part of the Incan royal family. We don't know about it though.
Bro, if I was, I would not be here, and I would not have met y'all. I'd be doing a lot of cocaine somewhere. I'm just saying.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's not like you haven't done that before. So
I'd have no nose.
Marshall,
I look like a ghoul, bro, from Fallout.
That's
Just
crazy.
fucker.
That's crazy. Just straight radiation nose.
Yo, that's yeah. If I was an Incan royalty, bro, that'd be crazy. I'd be doing ayahuasca in my backyard.
ayahuasca. What are you, a hippie 21-year-old?
No, because it's an Amazonian like remedy that
I know
the
what
Western
ayahuasca is,
world.
but that's
Why would
what,
you
like-
say hippies then, bro?
No, but that's what like a hippie.
Because it's what white people go to do in Mexico. That's why it's what white people
Yeah.
do in
LA
Mexico.
women do.
The Westerners have
Yeah.
very
Let me
much
say,
abused
know
it
more-
as a
Mhm.
psychedelic
You know-
drug.
Yeah. White chicks.
White chicks, literally. The snow bunnies you love, bro. Actually, no, it was you. It wasn't Ahmed that said
I
that.
love.
No,
Alright,
Marshall, you got the right person. You got the right person, man. The tattoo.
Yeah, I did.
Alright, man. Somebody's I love.
All right,
Marshall just assumed random black guy. Yeah, probably just did that.
Hey, are we wrong?
Yo,
We got another black guy.
Jazz.
You know what I'm saying? Another random black guy.
Hey,
He said if it ain't
my
snowing,
if you say Snow Bunny 3 times, Flawless will turn off in the chat.
Snow bunnies. Let's see if he does. All right, let's go on to the next segment, which is we have a little bit of an update as to where it's like where the model has been going or where it's like shifting its gear towards. So it is an update. Gives us a little more of an insight what's going on at Chelsea.
Great.
I mean, we know a lot of it, but it gives us a little bit more. How about that?
By the way, that edit RSM is fire.
Oh shit!
Oh, the one behind him.
Yeah,
I think it's cool. Yeah, RSM makes good edits. Hit up RSM for edits. Anyways,
Marshall,
Thank you.
RSM,
Hold on,
can I
hold on.
ask you for a favor? Okay.
Hold on, let me show you. Here,
You want me to make it big screen?
Hold on. No, hold on.
Oh,
Hold on. I'll take my camera out. So here, it starts with the.
I got you, fam.
Here, it's like a here. Yeah, so it's like a timeline.
Oh,
Wait,
nice.
there you go. Yeah, me. Yep.
Yo.
And I got like the
Can you-
different
Oh, that's cool,
sponsors and
that's
stuff. Yeah.
Can you do one for the next generation? So can you put Penders, Anselmino, and
Oh
what was the other
my
one
God,
that's
bro.
Hey, Quenda's got to be on it, surely.
Esteval. What are we talking
Oh,
about?
yeah.
Bro?
No, Esteval's not big enough. It'll be Quenda. What the fuck his name is.
Or it could be Cole Palmer.
Oh God.
Yeah.
hey, you might as
Why
well
not?
put Sanchez on that list because
And put Pampers on it or some bullshit, bro.
Oh my God, bro.
Let's talk about Chelsea, please. Breaking Blueco's acquisition of minority stake in Sporting. SAD. Sporting. What the hell does SAD stand for?
It's just
I
the
don't know,
feeling
bro.
we have watching Chelsea right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Sporting
I'm-
SAD.
I'm supposing it's like Sporting, like the football club, because I think the transfers were made
I
solely on
guess.
football reasons.
So anyways, it's currently it's
for
not
Sporting.
currently under consideration. The transfers of Quenda and Essugo, which we will talk about, between the clubs were made solely for football reasons and are unrelated to any potential investment talks. Which, hey, if we actually get some type of investment towards Sporting, I'm here
Cap.
for it, bro.
That's cap, bro. I'm
We'll
telling you,
see
that's
what
cap.
No,
Especially,
hey,
especially
no,
when we
that's
get
the
into. No, I'm telling you, is when we get to the news later on where they're talking about we're going to be spending big time money on a striker, which is basically not going to be the lap. Respectfully, it's just going down. The lap is not going to be a big money striker. If we get Yokres, bro, that's way too much money to give that club for nothing in return other than players. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
Marshall,
continue on
that-
here. Go ahead.
SAD that's Sporting's the name of their club.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
What
Like
does it
the full
stand
name.
for? Sporting Association. I don't know. I'll let you guys Google that. So Matt Law had said here also in relating, this actually probably relates to Sporting and where our multi-club model is going to go as well. Exclusive English clubs put off multi-club expansions by threat of European expulsion or need to reshuffle. Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, and Manchester United could be impacted this season. Nottingham Forest because they have, what was their club? Marseille? No. Olympiacos, right? I meant to say Sporting. I meant Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest owner Olympiacos. Manchester United is Nice, and Chelsea is Strasbourg. So, and then here's an update about it. Apparently, nothing to worry about, it seems. In the same article, it says sources have insisted that all English clubs that operate with a European multi-club model have measures in the background that can be enacted to make sure none of their clubs lose European places. So, very curious to see what exactly those measures would be if it were enacted. We are potentially on our way to have that issue be something that comes up because we have Strasbourg, who are currently in 7th, potentially could jump up to 5th if they were to beat Lille next fixture, and then us being in top 4 for Champions League as well. We continue on. Matt Law article isn't an issue in my opinion. I'd hope we get UCL and Strasbourg at most get Europa, so there shouldn't be an issue. If we do qualify for the same competition, then there will be plans in place to transfer ownership for the season, so no worries. But it'll mean we can't make transfers between each club or even share scouting operations, which defeats a lot of the point of the multi-club network. So we'll be fine either way. It just could end up being quite annoying. Let me finish this and we'll put a pin on this one because I'm sure Scott, I would like to hear why you think it wouldn't be an issue. Most Abramovich era players have been sold in an attempt to reduce the age of the squad and the wage bill. The money has been reinvested in young talent in what appears to be a supercharged Brighton approach to transfer business, which None of us were really surprised about. We knew this already. Buy young stars on lower wages, spread the payment over long contracts, keep flipping players, and sell unwanted talent for a profit. This is Chelsea's strategy in a nutshell. Yeah, pretty much. Chelsea are particularly active in the market now to try to get business done early. They not only want to get ahead of rivals, but are looking to tie up moves now because the summer will be unusual and busy due to the Club World Cup. Maresca is seen as a football and cultural fit, despite the inconsistent form it would take to take something truly unthinkable for Maresca to be sacked. No Champions League or no Conference League win very likely won't make much difference. Chelsea are looking to judge Maresca between 2 to 5 years. This is not related to this, so let's continue on. Chelsea senior staff see Enzo Maresca's early season form as more instructive of the future and a blueprint for the future. The base to succeed is believed to be in the place now, with the next piece of work being to turn the club into winners again. Missing out on Champions League would not be fatal for his Maresca, but would be viewed unfavorably. Yeah, that was a weird use of English, but okay. In this moment, Maresca also said this, in this moment we have 2 targets, finish top 4 or 5 for the Champions League, and the other is winning the Conference League. The club is used to playing in the finals and fighting for titles, so if we can give the fans and the club this chance again, then I think it's important for us. You didn't say that about Carabao Cup or, FA Cup, but we move. This time last year, parts of the ownership were losing faith in Mauricio Pochettino, but they have no such feeling with Enzo Maresca. Let's go back to this tweet because let's see, we do qualify. Okay, why wouldn't this be an issue? Because from what I understand, Scott, we would have to surrender our shares of Strasbourg in order for this to work, for both clubs to be in the same competition.
Let me rephrase what I said. This shouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
If we were run properly.
Never mind. Now I understand.
Because, Man City and Girona handled it just fine. Salzburg and Leipzig handle it just fine every year.
Yeah.
What you need to do, you just need to have one person running it who is who has the understanding of what the whole system and ethos basically is of the whole thing. For example, with City Football Group, yes, for City, for example, you've got Sheikh Mansour or Khaldoun Al Mubarak, or you've got Pep Guardiola, and now for the sport director Hugo Viana. In Girona, you've got Pep Guardiola's brother is the sporting director. I don't know about the other clubs who they've got, but I know for NYCFC they've got David Lee, who has come through CFG doing multiple different roles, and is he understands what the club is meant to be doing. And it's the same with Red Bull as well. They have people who have worked at multiple different clubs, whether that's in America, in Austria, in Germany, in Brazil. Less so in Brazil, but more of the other 3, where they understand the ethos and what the teams are meant to do and what the whole ethos behind the whole system is. Everyone should know what a Red Bull system is. The reason they know what a Red Bull system is because it's played the same way across every team. Every team. I know what a Red Bull system is because I've seen it played across 3 different teams in 3 different leagues to varying different levels of talent, so to speak, of levels in terms of the level of football they're playing at. That you hope is what we can do, but
I think we should be fine. No, because Scott, the previous owner of the club is still the previous president of the club is still the current president, right? Before we brought Strasbourg.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Right? So I think we should be fine in terms of that, because that's what they'll do is quote unquote.
That's not what I'm talking about. Unless he's been briefed specific, unless he has the complete knowledge down to a T of what our ethos is or what Blueco's ethos is. It's not the same thing.
No, but I think it is, because he'll know. He's been there for 2 years now. He's been overseeing everything while these changes have been happening. So he should get the general gist of investing in young players that have good
It's not just
talent at a
investing in
decent.
young players.
No, but that's what it's
Talking
been
about
even
style
for
of play as well.
Strasbourg. Yes, but so the whole thing would be a possession style of play with which seems to be a back three system between both teams, or inverting into a back three in a sense, right? Like that's what people are saying. Like Santos would slot right into is because he's used to playing like a possessive style back three system in Strasbourg, and he should be fine if we still have Maresca, right? So I think the president should be fine for one season, or if it's multiple, sure, multiple. But like, yeah, even Manchester United and Nice, I think this year, right? That's why they couldn't buy Todibo, because they were both in the Europa League or something, if I remember correctly. Because that's why they didn't buy Todibo. They had to disinvest shares or whatever it needs to be done. But that's the same for Manchester United.
It's not going to be that deep, to be honest. I don't think it's
I'm
going
not
to be that
too worried.
serious. Bro,
Yeah,
if we're able to sell stuff to ourselves for money and FFP purposes, like, I'm not worried about this, bro.
Yeah, it shouldn't be an issue. Like I said, like as I said, if you're trying to do this multi-club thing and you're of sound mind and business, you should foresee these things happening and have like things in place. Like if this becomes an issue for us, I'm gonna be real. You just like these owners just look more stupid than they already do. Like if there are not things in place where like the clubs can still run as they are and functioning normally to the point where both teams are successful. Like if you haven't put that in place, you're a moron. Straight up, you're just an idiot. Like there's nothing else.
Yeah, I this is something that at this point now we're in year 3. They probably have something planned, and they probably at some point thought like, hey, what if both clubs come to Europe? Like they have to have been like 5 steps ahead of this. And I agree with Scott. Like if this comes to them as a surprise and we do run into an issue, bro, how many more dumb mistakes do we need to continue to make? Like this is the shit that like annoys me. Like I understand learning from your mistakes, but like to an extent, bro, like if you keep making mistakes, like all right, bro, they ain't no learning here now. Like you're just dumb. Like you need to like read up on this shit. You need to like expect all these kind of things. So I'm hoping that the people that are running the operations are competent enough to have expected this. There's some type of loophole, maybe. There's some type of way to bypass it where it doesn't affect us. I'm sure there is. And we go from there. In terms of like Maresca's comments about him prioritizing and saying like top 4 is a must and we must win Conference League, does that bother you guys in any way at all? Or are you guys bothered at all by the fact that regardless of what happens at the end of the season, he's safe in a job?
I think he's safe. Even if he gets 5th, he just maybe edges out of Champions League. I hope that'll still be enough, but I think he'd be safe no matter what. Because I don't know, there's no like real like other manager out there I don't think you can get. I mean, you could like there is like potential. You could what's his name? We did go for him before, but he rejected us. But I don't know if they go back for him. I forgot his name, man. He managed by Unic. Nagelsmann, yeah, he's not managing.
He manages Germany, so he's managing Germany.
Okay, my bad. I thought he wasn't managing.
That's all good.
No, but like I don't know what other managers out there really. I mean, you could find another one. In all fairness, yeah, there is obviously managers out there, but will it really change anything? What I'm saying, really, no, I don't think it will like that massively.
Okay, fair enough. I agree. I don't think his job is in jeopardy. I feel like considering how the majority of the season went in terms of like results and where we are on the table, I think they're going to look at that and, you know, we went over the tactics yesterday in Adam's video, whether you agree with it or not. I think there is legs to what he was saying about not having a Lavia there. Poor squad planning in terms of like we didn't have someone to be a backup to Lavia.
We didn't have a second striker really.
Or we did, but we sent off any backup to Lavia to develop more in Strasbourg and Southampton, right?
Who we're now selling.
You know, and who we may end up selling. There are players as well that we loaned out that we could have kept to help us out with depth you know, which that's another one that's up for debate.
You know how Chris was saying there's no managers we couldn't go for?
But you did hear what I
if
said
we
after that, though, right? I don't think that would change anything. That's why.
No, I get you.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
There's a young manager that me and Prime have talked about in the past.
Who's that?
Prime, you remember this? So me and him
I
secretly,
don't want us to ruin him. I don't want us to ruin that man.
I know, but Prime, it could happen. Prime,
Bro.
he's doing well this season. Prime, his name
CP.
is.
I don't want to.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna put it into existence. Here we go.
I don't want to have.
I'm gonna put this into existence, Prime. We're gonna speak this into the world, okay? Says Fabregas. Okay, so me and Prime have been secretly, like, not this year. We've been hoping that Cesc does well as
the back end of last season. In the
last season, we've been secretly hoping that does well.
Let him chill.
I know, because we've been. No, trust me. You know, we know. But our grand plan was we hope he does well for a couple of years, and then eventually, when he's like a really, really good manager, joins us. But so there's a chance. There's a chance. I'm putting it out into the world, Prime.
I love.
Knock on wood.
Keep him away. Keep him away from this mess. Bro. Keep him away from this mess. Why? You think I want Cesc managing Cole and them, man? Sanchez, no. Stay away, bro.
Nah, you need. Yeah, like I'd just leave him where he's at right now. I don't even know where he's at, to be honest. I know he's married.
He's doing really well in Como.
He's at Como and he's outclassing the likes of Conte and the rest. But
13th place out of 20. Yeah, he's doing all right.
No.
Did Como just get promoted last season?
Yes.
Okay.
That was him, right?
He was assistant manager last season at Como, learning. And then he became the main manager this season and has gotten a promoted side 13th, beating like Napoli.
That's pretty good then.
2 weeks ago.
Oh my god, dude. Parma are in 17th place. How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, man.
What do you mean how the mighty have fallen? They've sucked for years.
Yeah, but they're never a relegation team. They're always mid-table.
Yes, they were.
No,
the slightly mighty have fallen.
They got made bankrupt. They went up. They got bankrupt.
Yeah, they've been good for 10 years. Yeah, what are you talking about?
Maybe Marshall's thinking another team in his head, and he just.
No, I was thinking Parma. I thought Parma had some type of stature. Like I thought Parma.
Illusion.
I thought Parma was like the Crystal Palace of this league.
Kind of is, yeah, but they went down.
Yeah, but you call them mighty then. You call Crystal Palace a mighty team?
I changed it to the slightly mighty. Yeah, I call Crystal Palace mighty. The mighty Crystal Palace, bro.
You know, Scott.
Going to the fortress of Selhurst Park.
Scott, this is when a New York club has died. Today is the day when this man said, the mighty Crystal Palace. Yeah, this is where my club has died. We're done. When I'm having another Chelsea fan call, when I'm having another Chelsea fan hype up Crystal Palace is when I knew that my club is dead. Fucking
100%. Rest in peace, your club, CP.
Yeah, you know we support the same club, right? This is what the channel is based on.
Rest in peace, your club, your vision of Chelsea. Rest in peace. Now we're going to talk about my vision of Chelsea. All right, and that starts off with a proper striker discussion and how we need to raise money to fund the striker.
The laptop.
No, Marshall, you're burying the lead. You're burying the lead, by the way. You're burying the lead. Massive.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean burying the lead?
Have you never heard that phrase before?
No.
I don't think he has.
Cool. Should we talk about first the reason why we need to fucking fund a striker?
That's cap, bro. There's no way. You're actually.
Scott. Can I say
well aware it's cap.
Scott. There is new information. I'm only saying this because I watched the entire stream because I was off work today. Ben Jacobs was on PYS and he said that the Quenda money doesn't come in for financially 2025-2026 season, but 2026-2027. So the only money that would count is that center mid we bought for 22 million euros, which is
Essugo. Yeah.
So he's the only one that counts for the 2025-2026 season. So the Penda money that we have spent 50 million euros, I think, or 40 million pounds, is not for this upcoming season where they're saying we need money for a striker. So it's only. That's all I'm gonna say.
But I also do believe it's cap.
That's what I'm saying. It's just the new information that I just
a million and one times that a lot of the funds that we allocate for first team players and the funds that we allocate for like these young promising talents are two different funds. And I think for me, what they try to say about we need the people to move on is we need to open up the wage bill because, you know, it is the person that we do get in, if the reporters believe that it's going to be a top striker, right, and they're going to spend big, and it's going to, then that person's going to be commanding big wages, which means we need Sterling to go, we need Chilwell to go, minimum.
Well, let's actually talk about that then. Let me
RSM,
pop up
by
the
way,
stories.
Before we do, RSM, I'm going to use something Alex has said before because I actually agree with him.
So
Now,
which Alex? The Russian Alex or the Alex?
Yeah, Russian Alex.
TV?
You
Okay.
say allocating funds to youth players in the first team. It's the same thing.
It's not the same
Like,
thing. When
it
when I make a balance sheet for the month and I say this money's going to go towards food, this money's going to go towards gasoline. Yes, I'm making the money. However, I'm not going to take out from the money I have to eat to fill
No,
up my
RSM, no, 100%. You're not because you're smart. What I'm saying is, like, that is how things should work, 100%. What I'm saying is, like, for example, right, if that was happening, then the money we'd be spending on, like, an Essugo, for example, like, that's a youth player. He's on our first team.
Yes.
It's the same thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, the youth players we're buying, it's like, all of this money is the same because
so you're telling
the
me, okay,
first
so then
team was
what
just
money,
buying
okay, so
youth
then what
players
money,
anyway.
so you're telling me the Essugo, was it like 18 mil plus add-ons, right? That is what is bearing us from getting a top striker. Come on, man.
No, not just that, obviously.
So then what? So then what? What?
I'm saying that plus the other stupid business we've done.
What other stupid business have we done that is going to affect this upcoming summer window?
Exto Salty.
The 55 million, the like 55 million we spent on under 18-year-olds.
When did we spend that?
Literally since the window's closed. 4 million on some random Kazakh kid, 11 million on Denner. The Quenda one, fair enough.
We just said we are interested in Denner. We
Apparently,
haven't closed in on Denner.
that's coming out 26,
What,
27, 25, 26, or whatever it is. Yeah, like when buying these random under 18-year-olds, like at the end of the day, it just comes back to the issues we've had with this. It was like, we need to sell players anyway, 100%, but that shouldn't preclude us from buying these players. Like, I shouldn't have to worry about you needing to, like, a striker should just be able to happen.
Bro, I'm
But
telling
If
you,
I may, but if
bro,
I may
it-
this
bro,
quickly,
it's
if
cap,
I may
it's
this
cap,
quickly,
it's cap.
sorry,
Like you can't.
RSM have to go have to step in here sadly. You know, in the previous topic we were talking about obviously the model stuff, right? And you guys were saying these guys are smart enough to realize, right, that how shall I say that, you know, the both clubs, you know, if they get into Europe or something like that, they have something in place for it. So what's they say that they have something in place for this as well?
I mean, listen, I will say,
another element. Sorry,
in place for what? Legit, what are you talking about?
I mean, you guys are saying they're smart enough to know how to handle two big clubs in terms of Europe and having a plan for
No,
that.
I hope they are.
They should be.
I mean, that's what you guys are saying. So,
no, but they should, bro, like, if you're as a businessman, right? Forget the
endurance, man. Get out of the club. You know, no one wants you here.
How can we let a guy who supports the Nuggets who got dunked on by the Lakers yesterday talk?
He got dunked on, bro. Luka's generation.
Every day NBA. Stick to Chelsea, please. Stick to Chelsea.
Like, like logically, as a business, like if you're buying two businesses that are linked together, so forget the football aspect. You're buying two businesses that are linked together.
Certo.
You need, as a businessman, if you bought two businesses, you need both of them to thrive.
I agree with that question.
If there is something that is going to cause that to become an issue, surely you need to have put that in place before that becomes an issue, just from a business and like logic standpoint. Otherwise, you're a shit businessman. You're a fucking dreadful. Like, if that's what I'm saying. If we get into Europe with Strasbourg, say we do end up both making the Europa League, for example, if that becomes an issue and causes one or both of the clubs to be at a disadvantage because of that, then they're a fucking idiot that they haven't put something in place before that became an issue. So I have to hope they have done, because if they haven't, like, what?
No, but
like,
I think it would. But Scott, I think there would be some issue in terms of maybe, you know, how we loan them players. Like, I think that might be an issue. I'm not saying in terms of buying. I don't think we can buy off each other next year. Right? That's why we bought that Star kid in advance. Now,
by the way, I want to also back you here, CP. One thing we need to realize, I think you guys have mentioned in the past, I think about maybe selling to ourselves via Strasbourg. Remember, David Washington was about to be sold for 18 million, by the way, to Strasbourg, and then you know what happened? Nino, they started looking at it, bro. So that's what I'm saying to you. So So in terms of like the pricing and stuff, yeah, that is going to be definitely be looked at, yeah, with a lot of a side eye in terms of how we sell stuff to the club. By the way,
I agree with you, but it depends on who we sell to. Like, let's say if we, knock on wood, sell a Sanchez, that's more viable for selling him for, let's say, 15 million compared to a David Washington that had played no first team football.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I agree with that too.
So no, that's what I'm saying. That's why we bought that Sar kid in the winter, right? We bought him in the Jan window, so it won't affect anything when we get him in the summer, right? That's why we did that in advance. So it shows to me there is a plan, right? Because that's why we bought him. That's why we've quote unquote loaned him to Strasbourg for the rest of the season, right? So I think there is a plan with that. And regards to the money, so I think with regards to the money allocation, I do agree with you when it comes to this Essugo kid in terms of that is first team money because he is reportedly going to join the first team just like Esteval. But I think the French kid we bought in the winter, the center mid we have.
Oh yeah, he's done it.
Thank you. No, I'm saying that those are signings that are under 20, right? So they don't really count. Anyways, they don't. He doesn't count towards PSR, and we've already thought of him as someone who's not going to be in the first team in the long run, as of right now, based on reports, right? So that's what I'm saying. So some of these players I do agree with you because they are young players and going to join the first team, but most of them are still different money.
Watch is winning, right?
They don't count towards PSR.
Hold on, Marshall.
With what I was saying, though, I'm not talking about PSR.
So much happiness in his voice.
I don't know.
Because I don't think that's
like I'm not worried about the PSR perspective. I'm talking about, like, say you've got a budget of 300 million, right? Like RSM said, if you're doing this model, logic dictates. Let's say you split 100 million of that and go, okay, this is what we're buying for like youth guys, some like under 18s or like under 20 guys who are going to maybe go into the under 21.
I see what you mean. That's I thought you were talking more about PSR concerns. Okay, I get what you mean. Yeah,
like I'm talking like you've got a pile of money, and the smart thing would be if you were doing this correctly, of like, okay, 200 million of that is going on like proper first team players. They're going to impact the first team and like play and be a part of the first team. And then you're going to spend that other 100 million on, like you said, like your Amugus who's going to go out on loan to Strasbourg, or your Anselmina who's going to go out on loan to this club, or whatever, right? Or they're going to go into the youth team. But the problem is the way we've run, like the fact that I've just said that Anselmina has been on our bench this season, Amugu is on our bench currently this season. Like, these are guys who have no future really at this club. At least Amugu doesn't. But because of the way we're running, all of that 300 million is just going towards like just youth players, because some of the like youth players are going to play in the first team, and some of the youth players are going out on loan, and some aren't being bought this summer, and some are, and it's like all a bit of a mess that sense. But we're not splitting our funds there. We're just spending that 300 million we've got just on players, and that's where I have the issue of like this wouldn't annoy me as much like if we did it the same way we did under Roman, right? But it's like
I agree with you, but I'm also not concerned too much in regards to the summer. For they are saying we need to raise money, but why I'm not worried is because we know we got 40 million in the bank that they've already probably accounted for being in the Club World Cup, right? And the better we do, 50, and the better we do, the more money we get. So that's additional money that they might not have accounted for. On top of that, Vega is doing well in Juventus, and Juventus are willing to pay a decent amount of money on players, and we're not gonna. I think we'll probably sell them for maybe 30, 35, maybe 40, right? So that's gonna be sure profit on a guy, on a guy we paid for 12 million, right? The Sassi is doing well. I'm not even saying that Villa's gonna pay 40 million, but I think we might break even
they'll
on
get close to it. I think they'll get like 30.
That's what I'm saying. So whatever money we have left with amortization, I think they're willing to pay that, right? So that's wages off there, right? Chalaba, we're gonna sell. We're making pure profit on that, right? So I think we can make the money we need for the strikers that we're linked with, because most of them are around 60 million to 65 million pounds at most. Because sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I was just Ahmed. Like, how much do you think we're going to sell Disassi for? Like, don't use the whole Brick Nation, but like genuinely speaking, on a serious note,
all right, let me go full screen. Let me put my camera on for this because I was eating. That's why.
Full screen. The camera's off. That's crazy.
Listen, I'm eating some nice bits of fruit right now. I'm sorry, I'm eating garlic bread right now. But chill out, man. Not too close, bro. Like, my mouth is chill.
Bro, you said full screen.
My apologies. Wrong word. Listen. Anyway, I just want to say,
people, you give them what they asked for, and they're ungrateful.
Listen,
ungrateful.
You know it is, Marshall. Yeah, fuck you. I hope you enjoy Potter's 0-0 gets verified. You fucking want that. You know what I mean?
Answer the question.
Yeah, sorry. Can I just answer the question, please? Can I just answer the question and then I'll be back?
No, just one last thing. Sorry, Ahmed. Don't ask the throat goat what fruit he was having. Don't ask him.
This is what I'm saying. Pause, bro. You need to pause, bro. You need to pause. You genuinely actually have to pause, bro.
The esophagus killer is crazy, man.
Yeah, bro. This is what this man called himself earlier, by the way.
Listen, man. If you know,
hey Scott,
do
you know what they called him in Cranbrook? They called him the black hole.
That is, you gotta pause it, man. You have to pause that sort of shit, bro. You can't say that shit, bro. What do you mean? This is why we have to pick Prime. Prime has to get clipped for stuff like this. You can't say that, bro.
Oh my god. Wait, what?
You know what I mean? You gotta look at this arse like that, bro. When I open.
That's a yellow for Prime. That's a yellow for Prime.
What did you do, man? Hold on. Everyone laughed. So it's cool.
No, that's not how it works. They laugh at me too. What does that mean?
No, they laughed at you. They laughed with me. Different.
Yeah, mate. Very funny, Prime. Very funny, Prime. Very funny, Prime.
Go ahead, Ahmed. Go ahead.
You know, I'll take. You know what? I'll take the yellow for that. That's fine.
Land your minerals. Land your minerals.
You know what I mean? Again, you know what was it? What did they say about Prime? Always talking about black skin. That's what I have to say.
Yeah,
there we go. Listen, that's what I just want to say, man. Is it always race? Is it always race, Prime? Is it always race, Prime? We're gonna be here, mission.
Answer Scott's question, little mama.
I actually had to answer to him. I genuinely think of this RC. Genuinely around about the 30 million mark. You can probably get like 25.
30 million pounds or euros?
Around about 20, I think pounds. You can probably get, but the way you get 30 million is probably like with add-ons. I probably would say so. It might be like a 25 plus 5 or like a 25 million. You can definitely get in that range in my eyes, Scott. Generally speaking.
If we do, by the way, just on a side note, and it's nuts we managed to sell them Matson for as much as we did. I'm looking at their most expensive transfers. If we did sell them Disassi for £30 million, it would be their 5th most expensive transfer ever.
Yeah, let's go, man.
So listen, recognition, man.
Hey, they got the Champions League money now, man. They're going to the quarterfinals.
That's more than they paid for Pau Torres, by the way. I'm looking at it like that's more than they paid for Torres, more than they paid for Watkins.
Do you know teams that could go in for him? Serie A clubs would go in for Disassi.
Yeah, but they're not paying big money like that.
They're not paying that much.
Oh, what's big money? What's the price?
Well, if we're breaking even on him, and like fuck the book profit nonsense. Yeah, fuck the book profit nonsense. I want like if we need to break even, I'm talking like 30 mil.
Yeah, 30
How
million
much do we
pounds.
spend on him?
I think it was about 38.
We bought him for 40 million euros. It was like 45 million euros, which is 40 pounds.
40 million euros because China
45. It was 45 million. 45 million euros. But it's 40 million
pounds.
£40
Oh my
40 million
god.
pounds. Yeah.
Hey man. Yeah, fuck Caliber, man.
Oh yeah, sorry. No, yeah, it was 45 million euros, 38.5 million pounds.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So you need
About 30 million pounds. Yeah.
now. If we're being realistic, we're never gonna get 80 million pounds from obviously the Sarcasm Nation. Let's be realistic, boys. Yeah. But you know, 30 million is achievable with add-ons, right? And 25 million is very realistic in my eyes with the way he's playing.
We can definitely get 25 from that.
Let me read through some of these tweets, and I'll actually give my take on this as well.
We don't want to hear a take, Marshall, man.
So early on from Ben Jacobs, also real quick, just kind of a little warning for Ahmed right there.
Look at you done. Warning.
Hold on.
So he gets
so the only
yours was out of pocket. Yours was out of pocket. He was just rude.
The two black guys on the panel, you know, warning and booked. You see how it's
Curry Pirate gets yellows too. I give myself. You got a book in the other day.
Hold on. And see,
I hate all of you equally. Just remember that.
And where are you from as well?
I'm of Indian descent, so I
You see what I'm saying, Macho Man? Is there a race thing over every time with Prime? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Always talking about the race. You know what I mean?
Can I read these tweets?
There we go, man.
Ahmed, are you telling me he's a soul Campbell?
This is why I shouldn't have put the kit in.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
Also, there's only 20 likes on the video,
worth
ladies and
consulting.
gents. I know you're underperforming your XG, so let's go ahead and get them likes up, please. Anyways, so few tweets here. Come summer, a striker will be top of the Chelsea list of priorities with Liam Delap and Benjamin Sesko. Two names high in Chelsea's thinking right now. Victor Gyökeres has come under fresh consideration. This was a month ago that this was posted. Now, fast forward to a few weeks ago, many top clubs are ready to present their project to Victor Gyökeres, who will go for a price of 54 to 62 million pounds, a fantastic price for one of the best goal scorers in Europe, according here to Fabrizio Romano. David Ornstein also reports here, Victor Gyökeres will deservedly be among the striker options Chelsea and all top clubs are assessing. I'm not aware of them prioritizing him or vice versa at this stage, but I do expect them to bring in a number 9. Continuing on, Benjamin Sesko is attracting strong interest from PL clubs according to Sky Germany. Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, and Tottenham are interested. A release clause will start at around £49.5 million, but could go above £66 million if certain conditions are met. We continue on here with Liam Delap, which is another big one that we were linked to. Chelsea will do whatever it takes to sign Liam Delap from Ipswich this summer. Chelsea are confident. Chelsea are confident Liam Delap, and that was from a month ago. Yeah, these are old links that I'm bringing back because I've had them for a while now to see how consistent we are here. Chelsea are confident Liam Delap will choose to join them if they decide to proceed. And fast forward to earlier this week, according to Bild, Leverkusen have dropped their asking price for Victor Boniface to 50 million euros.
No,
Chelsea have been linked with a move for 24-year-old. However, their priority remains Liam Delap, while Victor Osimhen remains a long-term target. And this is coming from Caught Offside.
Who's 24?
Chelsea have been linked with a move for the 24-year-old. Boniface, I guess.
Boniface is not 24. I'm sorry, he's not 24.
Let's see. Are you telling me he lied on this class?
He's not 24. I've seen his
He
passport.
is.
He's not 24.
Yes, 24. He's 24. Yeah, he just turned 24.
24.
Well, Prime, you're wrong.
I know.
Prime says there's no. Prime just
See, look at this man again.
There's African tomfoolery going on here.
Hating and another black man. Hating and another black man.
I'm not sure.
Typical Prime.
Continue.
Hating on me. Now hating on Boniface.
Chelsea will sign a striker this season and intend to fund it by selling players no longer wanted at the club. The process to sort out moves for these individuals is already underway, which we were just discussing briefly. Chelsea's plan, fund a striker by selling unwanted players. Process is underway. And here is where we start talking about some of the list. Like, Chelsea reportedly wants to get rid of 11 players. Now, people lost their minds over this. And I don't really know why, considering I said this from the get-go, we have a bloated squad. There are plenty of players here that need to go. I don't care what Mariska said. We have a bloated squad. Now, I do kind of get where the frustration from the fan base comes in terms of we just spent a significant amount of money, pounds, say you, about 62 or 65 million pounds on Essugo and Quenda, which we'll discuss. But I think there's a portion of the fan base that are frustrated that could have gone towards a striker. Gyökeres being one of the biggest targets since we were already in Sporting. I don't think we're going to go for Gyökeres. And honestly, I'm kind of okay with that. I have my doubts about attackers from that league. Quenda, for me, is also, I'm not that excited about, but considering he's 17, what he's doing at that age, that might be something we can discuss afterwards. But in terms of the selling, it's very likely we have different budgets for different aspects of the club. First teams and youngsters and stuff, I don't know. But in terms of the players that we can sell and that we're trying to sell, I think if this is the 11, I think that's pretty spot on to me. I mean, Vega,
Buddy Shield's
I
the
don't
only
know.
one. Buddy Shield's the only one I put
Yeah,
there.
Buddy Shield. I was gonna say there are 3 players on this list. At least 2 on this list that shouldn't be on this list. There's
Vega's
one that's
one of them.
debatable, but like I don't really care either way. And there's
Vega's
a
the
couple
only
that
one I
aren't.
have an issue with, really.
I would probably add. I would.
I think Scott means Gilchrist. I think Scott means Gilchrist.
Yeah, I would agree. Gilchrist is the other one. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. We need some white. We need some white dudes in the squad, man. You know what I mean. It can't be all black. So you know what I mean.
That's crazy.
We're
moving.
Hold on. Oh, now you talking. Ahmed,
Oh my
here's the
god,
thing,
he
right?
can't
Here's the
believe
thing
you
with
said
you,
that.
right?
Oh
Here's the
my
thing with you.
god.
You say
Oh my
something
god.
crazy, and when people like say you're
I have
behaving
never
like,
mentioned. I've never
then
mentioned my
Oh
throat though.
my.
You guys are the one that mentioned my throat. I've never
no,
mentioned my
but
throat once. So listen, if you want to play the game, I'm free to play
you
the
never
game. But
mentioned your throat.
listen, just know
Marshall,
I've never
if you
mentioned that.
scroll up, Marshall, if you scroll up in this live chat, I swear he said something.
I said I am the esophagus killer. If you don't know what, so what does an esophagus? If you don't know what an esophagus is,
The esophagus is a throat, but whatever. Okay.
there we go. So thank you very much.
You're the
Now we understand. We now understand.
You're the esophagus goat then. First.
I said I'm the esophagus killer. So if I killed the esophagus, what am I doing? There we go. I don't know. I don't know why I have to explain this to him.
Alright, cool. Whatever.
What is wrong with this guy, man?
Anyway,
but genuinely speaking, I think going back to the list. Obviously, you said Buddy is Shield. Obviously, Sanchez has to be in that list too, and Sanchez definitely has to be in that list. And then I think the final person that I would have to add onto that list, it's got to be Scamtro too. If Scamtro does get if we have to unfortunately sign him, he has to also be on that list too. I'll be honest. If you want to add Madueke, even Madueke, I know a lot of people may not rate him like as I do, and if you feel like he needs to move on, let him sell.
Sorry, Ahmed. Like, you can't. How are you expecting us? We're gonna have like a 2-3 week period before we have to play games again between that and the Club World Cup.
Yeah, but you know what it is. You know what it is, Scott. You know what it is though. You know what it is though. According to what you guys keep telling me, you guys keep obviously telling me that we can sell everyone. So I'm just the club is good at selling. So therefore, let's make it happen.
We also need to have a team.
It doesn't make sense. People don't realize we're going. People don't realize we're going straight into the Club World Cup and then straight into the next season. We're not getting a preseason, so us flipping the squad again is stupid.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm also against just getting rid of Maresca, because a new manager coming in is not getting time with the squad. It's not getting a preseason.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm heading out. I hope you have a good one. I'm gonna start my watch along. Brazil, Colombia. Yeah, I appreciate it. But I'm gonna catch y'all. See you.
Oh, you're Brazil fan.
Yeah, what was I say? With that list, as I said, there's a couple of people that should be added to that list 100%. You can afford to sell. Sancho and Noni are not two of those players. Sanchez should be on that list, and I'll be real. If you're putting Chalobah on there, Badiashile needs to be on there. Badiashile should be gone before Chalobah. He should be gone before Vega.
Yeah. I think the reason why they're keeping Badiashile is because they want a left-footed centre back.
That's fair, but I'd still argue
if Cole was going to be playing in the middle of the back three, like when we're on the ball, then they want another left-footed centre back. And also, it depends on what we buy in the summer, because we don't know. All we know is that we're looking for a centre back. We don't know if he's going to be left-footed or right-footed.
That's fair. I think depending on who we go for, we may not need him. But I always think, I said, just keep Vega then in that position. You got an instant upgrade, and sell Badiashile. That's the immediate upgrade I do.
I agree, but the manager doesn't rate Vega, so
it's nuts.
He might change his tune end of the season. I don't know how much he's watched him. It is going
to be incredibly interesting watching these lone guys come back that have smashed it. Forget all the Felixes and all of them guys. When Vega, when Petrovic, less so for Vega, but more for Petrovic and Santos when they come back. It's going to be incredibly interesting to see how they get integrated, if they get integrated.
Yep.
Well, them three definitely done really well just loan. I can't think of anyone else of Chelsea's loanees have done really well, but those three definitely stood out this season. Here and about.
Yep. Of that list as well, the only other one I would keep, but I didn't care enough. I don't really care enough. It's only because of who I'd then sign as striker. It's Fofana. I'd keep him and have him as the third option, and that's literally only for when Osimhen and Jackson go to.
It's not going to happen though.
Wouldn't Margu be the third option still?
No, I'd want to loan. I'd want to loan you out.
I actually would agree with that too, because I think, I was saying this on Lewis's channel when we were doing the tier list thing. Datro actually is good. He was someone who I had hope for when we bought him, and he is a good finisher. He showed that when he was on loan at Burnley last season. So if he stays, he's more than likely not going to AFCON because Ivory Coast just have an abundance of forwards and he's just not got enough game time to prove it, show anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even sure if he's capped for Ivory Coast yet. So yeah, he would be.
He might be.
He would still be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe, but he will still be here regardless. He's not going to AFCON. So if it's a thing of he's in the squad and Guy is out on loan as a third choice striker, I'm okay with it. I'll be honest.
Yeah, like considering what I saw Maresca did with Daka like season, like no one can tell me that Fofana can't give you a similar level of just like it doesn't even have to be that great on the ball. Just stretch the pitch, do what Neto's doing at the moment. Stretch the pitch, run in behind, give options for like long balls, hold the ball up, which he's shown he can do in the minimal game time he's had with us. Like that's basically all you need from him. Again, and it's for a month and a half while you have Osimhen, who I'd get as my striker. Obviously redundant if we go and get Gyökeres, but like if we do get Osimhen, then yeah, I'd keep him as a third striker. But that's I didn't care enough to like argue for or against that.
Let's actually go into more detail about the players that we're gonna be selling, the souls that we'll be selling, or at least the ones that are pretty much linked to a move out of the club. And some of these are pretty obvious. We're already kind of discussing them, but we'll go into a little more detail.
Raheem the Dream.
Raheem the Dream. The great loanee. The one we're paying more for his loan right now than Dario Essugo's wage. Despite matters not having planned out in the way he'd have wished for in terms of playing time, it's understood that Raheem Sterling is still pleased he made the move to Arsenal. He was desperate to find a way out of Chelsea after being banished by Enzo Maresca and denied access to first-team facilities. It's understood that the situation got so bad that the PFA were called in, as well as unemployment lawyers. That's
We're not being the allegations, man.
Wait, what is he suing? Yeah, whatever. We don't care. What was he trying to sue Chelsea for, though?
Wait,
no,
really?
He's not trying to sue them. The PFA is remember. So the PFA essentially, like, obviously they represent players. Essentially the way we were doing stuff was like we were banishing these guys, right? They weren't even allowed into the first team dressing room, not allowed into all the stuff. I think in terms of like recent stuff, they've probably done a few things where like that can't really happen to players. That they've gotten a few more rights, if that makes sense. So that's why they were probably gonna step in for like some level of like mistreatment of employee, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's weird.
We continue on. There's a few more to add on here as well. Aston Villa would like to keep Axel Disasi at the end of his loan. He is also being followed by other Premier League clubs, and this is coming from Foot Mercado, so take it with a pinch of salt, but there is no smoke without fire. It is very likely he can make a move at the end of the season. There were a lot of clubs interested, even in Serie A as well.
Selling souls.
Yeah, we're selling souls, bro. AC Milan have already decided to send João Felix back to Chelsea when his loan ends this summer. That's coming from Gazzetta dello Sport. Yeah. Oh, speaking of,
he definitely won't get a good price. He's staying at Chelsea, by the way. He's staying at Chelsea.
What's happening to you? What is going on in these streets, man?
Why did you make him do that again?
That's wild.
It's João Felix, bro.
You know what it is, man? I think Martin's got a little bit of a weird thing going on.
You know what, Marshall?
I just didn't want to let you finish that sentence.
You know, actually, panel, can we all agree Marshall should be booked?
If Marshall should be booked,
can we all agree Marshall should be on the yellow now?
Yeah,
I think Marshall, that's another yellow card for Prime. You know what I mean? He's disobeying your orders. You know what I mean? No one really cares. And plus, like Prime. I don't think you're an authoritative figure. I don't think Prime's an authority figure.
Ahmed, why are you trying to why are you trying to start black on black violence, bro?
Wait,
listen, man. Black on black violence is the best, man. You know what I mean?
Prime,
you know what they say, man. You have whole shows based on that.
Prime, you see how this throw goal is so good at trying to suck up to Marshall?
Again. Calling another man the throat go is crazy again.
And suck up afterwards? That's a warning for you, CP. That is a warning.
That's no. He gave him
That's
one
a
pass,
warning.
Marshall. That's you
That's
got to
a
hear that,
warning.
bro.
No. We're on lenient time right now.
Did you notice earlier in the stream, Ahmed was saying that he wants to fuck Marshall? I just ignored it. I ignored it.
I have never said that.
Huh?
I've never said that, Marshall. I've never said that, Marshall.
So we
You
have
see-
Felix
you
on
see-
screen
you
now.
see-
We're doing all this nonsense.
What am I-
Oh no!
Prime, you get a warning for starting to start rumors.
That's
God
not
damn.
rumors. He said that.
Bro, calm it down, panel. I haven't even
Yes.
finished this fucking thing.
Please
Right.
relax. Yes, please relax.
If I bring the clip,
Relax the throat.
if I
Anyways,
bring the clip,
AC
Relax
Milan.
the what?
Whoa.
Warn
Hey,
yourself,
whoa.
mate. Warn yourself, mate. After that. Come on, man. You gotta warn yourself, mate. You gotta warn yourself after that, bro.
What did he say?
Yeah.
I'm warning myself about.
hey, CP, that's what they said to Clarence at Cranbrook.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
AC
Weird
Milan.
behavior, man. A lot of weird behavior
I'm
going
gonna
on
try
here,
to
man.
finish this. AC Milan are currently not planning any round of talks with Chelsea to keep João Felix at the club beyond the season. There's no buy option clause in the deal, but in any case, Milan are not advancing at this stage. More to follow after director and head coach decisions. And lastly, right here, Chelsea's preference is to ideally sell João Felix in the summer, but do not want to make a book loss on him. So sending him out on loan next season is also a possibility.
Oh, another loan.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Fucking fantastic.
No, I don't see Chelsea signing him at all though. There's no way. He's on like, what is it, 7-8 years left as well? Like, no one's gonna want to pay like the
Yeah,
price
that's fine.
Chelsea want. Not this end of the season. In the future, yeah, possibility.
Oh,
But like, after that bad loan he just had, apparently, like they already want to get rid of him. Like, he ain't getting sold.
Can we just like, I don't know, sell him to like Madame Tussauds wax museum, and he can be like Kaka's like statue, like he can be like the wax figure for Kaka.
Listen, it's Felix. Felix, whether you agree with it or not, he's always gonna have some sort of a market.
Like,
Maybe Saudi, man. Maybe
there is
Saudi,
a
man.
market,
Saudi
but, like,
nation.
No,
for the price,
Saudi
though,
nation.
Hey,
maybe
Man
Saudi.
United won a 10. So
Yeah, but do you think they pay like 45 to 40 million for him?
no, but
No,
we're talking
no,
about
no.
Well, but I feel like the
Oh,
Gusto's
loan,
probably
yeah,
gonna go
yeah.
to
Loan,
United.
You get a loan, yeah, no problem. I'm talking about like
Gusto's going to
Chelsea wants
United.
that.
What'd you call it?
Who?
Huh?
Who?
You say Gusto's
Who's
going
going
to
United?
United?
No,
Who's going to
in Kunstad, the Kunstad.
The
Oh,
Oh
in
my-
Kunku.
Oh my god.
It's-
Oh my.
Ahmed, you're getting another warning too.
I almost said the word too.
Someone's gonna
That's the
someone's
point.
gonna get sent off very soon.
Hey,
Someone's gonna
hey,
get sent off very
man.
soon.
CP. Just like what Rand said, you know what? For certain people, I understand it, man. For Nkunku, I hear it, man.
I hear it,
No,
man.
no, no,
You know,
I get it,
ever
but
since
I
my
didn't
subscriber
know-
said that to me,
No, but
I had to say, I hear it, man.
Prime, he almost caught me saying it because I didn't know what he was saying. So I was like, "What the?" And then I was like,
hear it.
"Okay, I gotta
Listen,
stop.
for
I
people
gotta
like
stop."
Nkunku, Sanchez, Cole, I hear it, man. Say all the words.
Sancho.
Man said
Scam
Sancho. No, yeah. Sancho gets 1 more year, bro, before I start using those words. So.
That's crazy. Crazy maniacal stuff, guys. Anyways, so yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of movement. I'm not going crazy about the fact that we have to sell 11 players. I think it should have been pretty obvious that we have to sell a lot of players this summer. Will it happen? Who knows? That's up to the Chelsea to figure
I
out.
think 5 of them are easy to sell. I think 5 of them are easy to sell.
Yeah.
5 for sure. Like your Chalaba, your Disasi, your Vega, your Gilchrist, and there's one more from the list. I could.
Are we
I think-
kind of Chris, or is he getting a loan? Because wasn't he?
Yeah, I was going to be honest. I think
He's
think
part
all
of
of this is
the.
easy to
You know,
sell.
remember the tweet thing of John Terry apparently taking some of the young Cobham guys for like a leadership course thing, and Gilchrist was there. I think they see
fuck
something,
I
or at
think
least John Terry does see something in Gilchrist. I doubt.
Well,
he's being-
no. I
Probably
think
got
he
one.
could be sold because Sheffield might want to permanently sign him if they come up because he's
no,
playing for
they
them.
won't.
no. Sheffield basically, like his loan is basically terminated from Sheffield United. No, because they can't register him.
What do you mean? Wait, no,
They can't register him. No.
Yeah, no,
I don't-
Prime's kind of right. So basically, you can only have 5 loanees in a match day squad. At the start of the season, they had Rakstaki, Gilchrist. I think they had like 3. In the January window, they bought 3 loans. They got Holding because they needed centre backs, so all their centre backs were injured. They bought in Chowdhury and they bought in one other. So they had 6 loan signings. So one had to miss out on the match day squad, and it was Gilchrist. They basically told Gilchrist, "You're not playing from now to the end of the season."
Well, that's shitty for Gilchrist.
So he hasn't played a game. He basically hasn't played a game for them since about mid-January.
Jesus. I didn't know this. I thought he was still playing. Talk about another poor loan once again. We're back at it.
No, I wouldn't say it's poor. No, it was a good one. You can't account for that.
Blame on the sporting directors. Like, it was going really well when he was playing regularly. Like, they just got unlucky because they got centre back injuries, so they had to go and they went and sign Holding on loan, while also going and getting another. Like, that actually blame on the sporting directors. So no, really blame on anyone. It's just annoying that it happened.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. But it's still a poor loan regardless, even if it's not in their control. But does it really? I don't really. I'll be honest with you. As long as we sell him, I don't rate Gilchrist like that. So I think
that's fine. As long as we sell him.
Always hating on a couple player.
Pure profit, man.
I can't lie. I think
all
of that list, by the way,
I think all of that list before the Marshall. Because when I was saying,
can you put up the list again, Marshall, if you don't mind.
Trying to defend him, crazy. Marshall trying to flip flop like what he was doing for Nkunku as well.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Sterling's gonna be
outside of
Kepa. Yeah.
Yeah, I genuinely think outside of Sterling, the rest of that list you could well, I think apart from the first two, just because of wages, I think all of the rest of that list you could easily sell if you were willing to just like drop your asking price and just kind of not take whatever you can get, but like just take a reasonable amount. But it's like they keep wanting to do this 40 million for Carney bullshit, and they keep wanting to do this 40 million for Brozier bullshit, and they keep wanting to try and make book profit on all these players. Like, I got pissed at Roman for doing this. At some point, things go wrong. You just have to cut your losses. That's what City did. That's what City do most of the time. Like, you just have to cut your losses. It's nice getting money back and getting profit and everything, but we have a list of 11 players here. And like I said, there are players on this list you could add. We could have a list of like 14, 15 players we need to sell. Again,
Scott, do we get profit for Kepa now next season? Because it's been 7.
I don't know.
No, I'm asking a question. No, I'm just asking a question because it's going to be 7 years since we signed him. We had him on a 7-year contract then, right? So we amortized it. So technically, we've paid off all his money. So anything we sell him for should be book profit. No, that's all I'm asking.
No idea. But he'll get bought by Bournemouth. That's
no, I think so. I think so too.
Again, it depends.
Yes, but his initial value. But his initial value is already paid for, right? Because we put him on a 7-year contract in 2018.
Yeah, he went on less wages too.
So all the money we had to pay Bilbao, we've paid. So technically, anything we're selling for is now book profit.
It's kind of crazy.
Wherever it was. Yeah, I think so. He can get sold easy. Like, as I said, outside of Sterling and Chilwell, the rest of this list you could easily sell. Like we said, like the Sassy you could sell for
maybe
20 mil.
But yeah.
No, Felix, I'll be real. If you were just willing to accept like 20 mil, 25 and just say, fuck it, we've made a mistake, just get rid of him because there's not like if you were willing to do that, you could probably get rid of Felix. Again, it might be a bit difficult, but like if you tried to send him to Saudi, maybe a Turkish team takes him like Galatasaray, if they lose Osimhen, or when they lose Osimhen, I should say. Like you could sell him. But like I said, like this whole like with the Felix thing, oh they want book profit and all this nonsense, and we're trying to get 40 for Carney. Like who's paying this money?
But by the way, like, how much can we even get for Broha?
You have to hope they have an incredible you have to hope they have an incredible loan deal. Number one. And we've already seen that that's hard enough for some of these players, is having a good enough loan deal. Then the club that you send him to has to be in the financial position to make that move. And number 3, wanting to be making that move. So like Dortmund, for example, they fit 2 out of those 3 criteria, probably. Like, it's probably going to be a good loan for Carney, and they want to sign him. They don't have the financial capacity to sign him. That would be their most expensive transfer. The Disassi wants them earlier. Kind of fits the same thing of like, Villa probably want him, want to keep him. They don't want to pay 35 million. At least I don't think they're going to want to pay 35 million for him. So and it's the same with the Brozier thing. Who is it? Oh, who is it that wanted him? Was it Hull or Everton or not Hull, Everton? Someone wanted him. I think it might have been Hull on loan in the Championship.
I don't remember.
On a loan deal in January. So this would have been, I think, before he ended up going to Everton. We were trying to loan him. And we said, we want 40 million as an option for him. Like, what?
Because the club's greedy. I said this is what,
a
big problem right now the club.
I've said this before, they're doing the same bullshit that Roman used to do, and it pissed me off. Like, always trying to, like, penny pinch and just trying to, like, squeeze as much money. Like, fuck off. Like, you can do that sometimes with certain signings where it makes sense, right? Like when we did that with Mount and Havertz, that made sense. I understood that. These are not them. Just sell them. Like, what's it matter?
I agree. In an ideal world.
Sorry, Marshall. Final point just before you go to interrupt. Because I made this point earlier, I'm going to make it again. This is the second year in a row that we've got about at least 10 plus players we need to sell. Some of them are the same players. There's some of the same players on that list. It's going to be another summer. And we have to send the summer. We keep having this every summer, having a list of at least eight plus players, maybe 10 plus players we need to sell every summer. That's not good. Just to me, on the optic. Good. Secondly, the reason we have that is, like I said, you keep failing to sell players on a consistent basis. Like I said, I got pissed when that happened under Marina and Roman, when they're haggling over 5 million for a Batshuayi fee or loan fee or whatever the fuck it was. And so I'm gonna get pissed when these guys are doing it. Just sell these guys, man. Who cares?
But Scott, I think we're gonna permanently have this because the whole point is that the whole thing is buy low, sell high, right? So whatever players we loan out that we don't have a long-term vision for, we're gonna have them back in our squad, and then the whole plan is to, after their loan spell, if they do well, sell them. So we're gonna have, let's say, 3 to 4 players every summer that we've loaned out. Hopefully they do well at whatever clubs they are, internationally or domestically. And then we're gonna sell those, and then we're gonna have another 3 to 4 players from our own squad that we might not think are good enough in terms of squad depth or first team that we're gonna sell. So this is gonna be a reoccurring thing every summer, that we're gonna sell loan players that have done well or first team. So we're gonna have about 6 to 8 sales every summer that we need to sell.
I 100% agree with you. Marshall, do me a favor and bring that list up again. Like, I agree with you. Like, and that's what I'm expecting. Every year you're gonna be selling like 4 to 5 players, right? That maybe do well. How many of them fit this list of the players you've just mentioned?
I'm sorry, what do you mean by fit this list in terms of like young players that have on loan?
To me, correct me if I'm wrong, the type of players that you're talking about, right? I'm thinking of like Leslie. I'm thinking of like potentially.
Well, we have a Vega, like a Vega's right there. Vega's like a prime example.
Maybe Vega, yeah. Cool. Start that list, like, because again, correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like what you're speaking about. You're speaking about players we buy today and flip. That's not Sterling. That's not Chilwell. That's not Kepa. That was meant to be Datro, and we're failing to sell him. That's not Disassi. That's not Felix. That's not Broja. That's not Chalobah. That's not Gilchrist.
Well, you could say it's Chalobah because we've been wanting to sell him for 2 summers now. So if we sell him, that is technically a flip. So I would say Vega and Chalobah, and then if we can sell Datro, then those are 3. The rest I agree with you though. Well, Carney, if we do lower price, depending on if we sell him, that's 4. But that's contingent on selling him because, like you said, they want a stupid fee of £40 million, which we all disagree with. But if they're willing to take a hit for 25 or 20 or 18 for book value now, then I think that's possible.
I also think to an extent. I also think to an extent, like, I agree in partiality with what Scott's saying, right? Like, I think it's kind of a pipe dream to imagine that you're going to get the most and maximum amount of value out of all these players. But where I do think Chelsea is going to have to get creative is doing what you did for Cassidy more. And in terms of that, what I mean is that you're going to have to find loopholes, or not even loopholes, but just little caveats in each of these contracts where, sure, you're not going to get as much as you want in the initial fee, but you might get a sell-on clause, or you might get, I don't know, this is just me spitting out ideas. I don't even know if this could even be something that's done, gaining like 25% of the image rights of the player that you end up selling, like something like that.
Well, you're not wrong. That's what's happening with Cassidy right now. We sell him to Napoli. He's getting called up to the Italian squad right now. He's part of the Italian setup, and if he continues doing well in Napoli, he's probably going to get sold somewhere because I think we have rumors are between a 25 to 40% sell-on clause on him.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And like,
so
I do think, to an extent, I do think like. I think part of it is also like with the Broja example, right? I think part of it's also like we're just gonna give them a really, like Mason Mount. We're gonna put out a really high price, but what we're likely willing to settle on is something a bit short of this asking price. So I think in the situation where we were trying to get rid of those players under Roman, they were happy to take a loss on that because it wasn't their money. So for them, it was all profit, right? I think with some of these players like a Gilchrist, like a Chalaba, Broja, they're looking for pure profit. And in the end of the day, if they get the pure profit, good on them. But players like Kepa, Chilwell, Sterling, Fofana, they're going to have to get creative. They're going to have to find a creative way to make their money off of these players and their sales. And it might not be a nice initial fee, but it'll be something that over the long haul, maybe they'll make a little bit of money off of it. I will say, in regards to this list, though, I don't know if I'd put Vega in there. Unless there's a significant chunk of money that you can make out of it because you didn't pay that much of the player and you're already kind of made some of that money back that you paid for him with the fee that you used to loan him out to Juve. If you get like 20 million bid, you made your money back, essentially, plus a little more. So, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm willing to move on from Vega, considering I do think there's a good player there. But you could add players to this list as well. Like, you know, there are more players that, like we said, Badiashile. I'd probably throw in Sanchez in there, obviously. Sancho, I think that one's up for debate. We'll discuss that later in the show.
It's coming. The scammer.
Yeah. I think this is an overall pretty good discussion on the funding of the striker, even though I do think the money is there, but there are a lot of players we do need to get rid of. Like, we can't just keep bloating up the squad like this. Scott said it. This is the second time we've done it now. Like, this was an issue last season. It's been an issue every season, let's be honest. It was an issue last season. It was an issue the season with Potter. It's now an issue this season again. At some point, we need to, like, actually, we already have a loan spot being taken by Quenda, which we'll discuss. So that's one less loanee that we can have international spot for.
Oh,
so, yeah, no. This is stuff like, you got to think about this shit. Like, we need to start getting rid of players. No more loans. Like, we actually need to start moving these players out.
Every
Unless
single time
for some reason under 17s don't count. Well, go ahead. Or under 18s.
No, they do. They do. If they haven't been in the football club for 3 years, then they still count.
Yeah.
Every single time you give me a piece of news about one of these two transfers out soon, they just get worse. They literally just get worse.
Yeah, I mean, not entirely wrong. Oh, this freaking mouse, man. It's going to be the death of me. But yeah, I think that was an interesting conversation. I want to move on to some other rumors that are out there. I think people have been making a lot of noise about Dean Huijsen, and rightfully so. I think the player's been really good this season for Bournemouth. So there have been some Bournemouth links that I wanted to bring up for some time now, and since there's been discussion recently on Dean Huijsen, I figured I'd bring him up now. This is what I got from Ben Jacobs to start off, and then we'll get into Dean Huijsen. So, according to Ben Jacobs, Chelsea have Milos Kerkez on their radar. They appreciated him and could add another left back, given Renato Vega's future is unclear. Which, by the way, if you do sell Renato Vega and get me a Kerkez, then I think it's tit for tat. We're good. Liverpool are excited to enter the race, and Real Madrid are interested in Bournemouth, expects 40+ million pounds for the player. We continue on. Chelsea are interested in Dean Huijsen. This is from the 13th of February, a month ago, and the interest still seems really strong still. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid are both interested in Dean Huijsen. Chelsea, others also want Huijsen, but the growing sense is that Huijsen will move to one of the Continental's elite clubs when he eventually leaves Bournemouth. That's coming from Sami Makbel. And then here from March 19th, we have information coming out that there's a £50 million release clause for Dean Huijsen. It becomes active this summer, according to Fabrizio Romano. Let me tell you also that £50 million release clause for a 19-year-old at this level is a fucking bargain. So yeah, you guys can enjoy that little montage of Dean Huijsen. Scott, I mean, so I'll go with you, man. I mean, do you think would you pay £50 million or somewhere up there for Dean Huijsen, or is that
Absolutely
too much for
not.
him? Oh wow, okay.
I wouldn't sign him full stop up, unless you could spend like 25 mil on him, and he's going to be a backup.
Oh, so you actually wouldn't sign him unless he's cheaper? Oh, I thought you rated him.
He's a 19-year-old centre back
who I think has started like 12 games this season.
Well, shit. Does anyone disagree? Does
What's the
anyone want
difference?
Dean
I'm
Huijsen?
asked the question. What's the difference between this and when Cole was playing at Brighton?
Probably not much, to be honest.
Cool. There you go. That's all I needed to hear.
The problem right now with Chelsea, bro, I always say again, we need the three-letter word, Marshall. That listen, if you're an RPG fan, any fan of gaming in general, we need EXP, experience. I need a level 50 paladin, warrior, whichever class you play. That's what I need right now, bro. It's great that this guy's a level 20. You know what I mean? Knight, but I don't need a knight right now. I need a top tier guy. I need a general right now. That's what we need right now in terms of centre back roles, because like the guys you've got there, you know, don't have their head on, aren't good enough right now, and they don't have enough of a skill set to do that. Like imagine if you had Huijsen and Cole in the backline, Marshall.
Ooh, yeah, I don't like that.
Yes, that's because that would be a possibility, because you know Fofana's already cooked for a good percentage of the season. For a good percentage of the season.
Yeah. We'll discuss that at the end of the season.
No. But like you get, listen, if he stays, there's gonna be good chunks of the season where he may not be available for us. And if that's the case, you get Cole and Dean Huijsen as your two centre backs, bro.
I wouldn't want them both. I would want one or the other with a Fofana ideally or a Tosin.
No, Tosin. I don't think Tosin's good enough to be a starter at Chelsea. Let's be real, Marshall.
He ain't definitely. No, he's just not a starter. Like
he's not a starter for us, bro.
I feel like he hasn't gotten a fair share of games. I mean, he has gotten some games in there where I feel like when he plays
the lower teams, it works because I think that's his level. But the moment we start reaching the upper mid table, the top teams, he starts to fail. That's the issue with Tosin. And
I mean,
that's
I
why
don't know why the lower
and that's why for me, he's not a star. He's not starter material for us right now.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that's the same case you can make for Levi Colwill.
The difference is Levi Cole is what, 21, 22?
He's quite
How old is Tosin? 27, 28.
I get you.
Right? That so you know that's the thing, right? So for me, you know, at the end of the day, man, we need to be able to find, you know, again, the guy he shout in hindsight now looks like a lot more of a positive shout, I'll be honest.
All right, fair enough. I mean, anyone else want to chip in on Huijsen? Are you for or against the move? If not, we'll move on to the other target that is still out there. Prime, what are you saying, man?
Are you sure you're not gonna get like copyrighted, Marshall, on this?
We'll find out later.
Alright, fair enough.
I'm just letting it run.
Fair enough.
Brian, what are you saying?
I'm muted.
Yeah.
Huijsen, I like him. I rate him. So I guess 50 mil is probably the going rate now. So I guess yes, but my thing is with Huijsen,
you would pay it? Is that what you're saying? Yes.
Let me land.
Passing looks pretty good.
My thing, we don't care, Chris. My thing is,
wow,
that was unnecessary.
That was very aggressive, bro. No need for that, man. Yellow card.
Disrespectful.
That's a yellow card, Marshall, man, right there.
No, it's not quite there. Aggressive tackle.
No warning.
I mean, I won the ball, but okay.
If I give him another warning, I got him a yellow.
One more warning, you say final.
I mean, Ahmed's had about 6 warnings at this point, so.
I've only had one warning. I've only had one warning.
You've not had one warning.
You don't know how Marshall operates. If he sent off Ahmed, then he knows that we could just accuse him for the racism stuff. So he has to.
All right, yeah, really close for me to hit that whistle again.
Send him off.
All right, cool. Anyways, the Huijsen stuff. Well. Yeah, I know I'm not wrong, Scott. Anyways, the Huijsen stuff, I actually do rate him. It's 15 mil a lot, I guess, but that's probably the going rate for a talented center back like that. My thing is that we could possibly run into a situation that we have with Colwill. I don't think he'll be anywhere near as bad as Colwill. I think Colwill's like average and Huijsen's actually talented. But what works with Huijsen at Bournemouth is that he has a partner with him in Zabrani. And if he comes to Chelsea,
Barnier, please.
No one cares. If he comes to Chelsea,
is that a colour thing?
What?
I don't even know what Zabrani looks like. If he was to come,
that's what I'm saying.
Come to Chelsea, I don't even know. If he was to play at Chelsea, I wonder if he was going to be Huijsen's partner. Is it going to be Fofana, who the guy can't like really stay fit? Is it going to be Colwell? Is Huijsen the right partner for Colwell? Because they're trying to build this defense around Colwell. Is Huijsen the right partner for him? I don't know. Is if we're playing this back three, and I keep saying when we look at center backs, you have to look at the right profile. So we're playing this back three, and Colwell's going to be in the middle of this three. Then can Huijsen play in wide areas? Can he play in wide channels? I don't know that. So, and also he's very, very young. I want the center back that we bring in to be like someone with experience, someone who's a leader. Because we need leaders in this team. Preferably the players that we target in the summer have to be ones with experience, with leadership. That have they've actually won titles and trophies.
Guys, your actual hairlines and not black spray as well.
Smart Gehi, I get you.
Actual hairline and not black spray.
Can I ask you guys a question? Just on that comp that we saw of Huijsen. Does it not bother anyone else that like 50% to 2/3 of that comp was him passing?
Yeah, because he's a
that's literally what Cole used to do. That's literally a Cole comp.
I'm looking at a white Cole.
Yeah,
I'm looking at a white Cole.
That's what Huijsen is. He's a ball-playing centre back. So they're gonna show his best attributes.
No, but Prime. That's my whole issue. Is like, and this ain't even me trying to defend Cole. It's like this is the same thing we were seeing from Cole at Brighton. Like the same comps we were seeing. The same like. All of this nonsense about how he's going to come in, he's going to have this ball playing ability, and we've seen very little of it this season. Or like we did at the start of the season, and it dropped off. And it's like that's why I don't want him, bro. Like we've got him just black.
It's like what? Wait, no, Ahmed, stop. What did you say, Scott?
We've got him but black in our team.
We've got a Huijsen but black for him.
You see again, Marshall. Look, always making it about race. Always making it about race.
So we got.
Send him off, man. Get him out, man.
No, that one's for Scott. Just because I'm trying to even the
Scott didn't do anything wrong there. Scott didn't do anything wrong there.
I'm evening the playing field. I'm evening the playing field now.
That's not nice. That's not nice.
You know what? Marshall's doing that thing. You know that thing, right?
Hey, you know what? That's a yellow for the sense, Scott.
Yeah, too right.
Good. You know what Marshall's doing now, yeah? You know when a ref is given a bad call early in the game, Marshall's trying to even the playing field now, but giving another bad call.
Yeah.
Marshall's trying to even it.
No contact on the player, a full contact. That was a Caicedo yellow right there.
Yeah, bro.
The other player actually, while we're on the topic of the players, right? The other player I wanted to bring up too, which I don't think you guys are probably gonna.
Actually, before we move on, sorry, Marshall.
Go ahead.
Scott, because I know, what centre back do you think we should bring in to partner Cole?
Gehi. And to be clear,
thank you.
2 points.
My brother.
One, Gehi. Second, it's not to partner Cole. Like I know it will be like probably. Because of what Maresca wants to do, but I'm saying it should be to take over from Colwell.
Geovany in the middle of a back three. Crazy.
He plays but he can play left. He's played in a back three for Southgate even.
He plays left in the back three.
Yeah, so he can play the left even. That's the great thing about him. If we're gonna sell Vega, he can play anywhere in the back two or back three. He's a right-footed center back who plays on the left. So I would. He makes a lot of sense for us.
I don't rate.
I don't care. You know what, Prime? You probably also didn't rate Cahill when he came from Bolton, but he was still great for us. I don't care. You're gonna say something.
Wait, what?
I said Cahill when he came from Bolton. You probably didn't rate him when he first came, but he was great for us.
When did Cahill come from Bolton in 2012?
Yeah, I think it was around about that.
January 2012.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you probably didn't rate him when he was in Bolton, right? And coming to Chelsea, so you're probably not going to rate.
I don't know what my thoughts are when we signed Cahill.
Anyways,
proper casual.
Yeah, exactly.
My thing with Guehi, I'm not even saying he's not. I'm not saying he's like trash. He is a good defender, but my thing is to where level Chelsea want to get to. I don't think he is worth that price.
50?
I don't think he can be.
He's not even going to be 50.
Cost...
He's on the last year of his contract in the summer. By the way, he's going to be probably 40 million at
40.
most.
Okay,
he's on his
40
fine.
Who
40 him in his last year
40,
contract.
Fine, 40 maybe, but I don't know. I don't see him being like a world class center back or anything.
He would be the same price of Hoyson essentially, but he's got a lot more experience.
You know,
yeah, but does he have? Hoyson has a higher ceiling.
I mean, Gay's still pretty young. I don't know how I think he's only 24.
He's 24.
Do you think? Wait, do you guys think he can be a world class center back?
I think he could be top class. I think he could be really good.
The Prime, you know what we can say? You know what Prime we can say? We don't know because Rudiger became top class in 28 and we didn't think he was good enough.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, okay.
I can't say that
I'm saying fine, but like, yeah, fine.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah, exactly.
But what does that mean? That's like also saying, oh well, Havertz could be a world class striker because we don't know because Rudiger became one. Like what? No.
But it's different because we've seen that with our own center back. We haven't seen a striker become good at 28 when he joined us in the beginning. That's never happened because we got Diego Costa.
My point being is, I don't want to sign him on the hope that he might become.
Yeah, but I don't think he's ever going to be world class. I think he's going to be top class.
You think you can be top class?
Yes.
I think so. I think I'll be honest. The bigger issue with all of this for me is the reason I say Gehi is like, I'm gonna be so honest. If I had my choice and it was like I had my actual choice of who I'd want to bring, no, I would not bring Gehi in, but like who I'd want to bring in, these guys wouldn't bring in. I think that's the issue. Is like
that's why I asked you, Scott, who do you want?
Oh, Bastoni.
Oh,
Bastoni.
Yeah. That's
or Bissek. Or both.
Bissek, I think, might be attainable.
Or both. Tell Fofana to hold bench or fix his hamstrings. Tell Cole to learn Chinese. Go and get both.
But hey, you know what? If we get Bissek and Guehi, I'll be okay.
I'll be honest. You know what, Scott? I'm just glad you didn't say Marquinhos. As someone who's been watching Brazil since like 8 years old, I've been saying he's a fraud since his second.
We're definitely not gonna get Bastoni. I'll tell you that. Though.
Hey, have you heard what Chelsea fans have been saying? Go get Marquinhos.
You know the funniest thing is he was.
Bro, I love Marquinhos.
He was. You're such an. I want to say so many bad words to you right now, but I'm probably gonna get it right.
Marquinhos is a good center back, bro.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
You know what? Leave the challenge.
Marshall. I know for sure. I can bet you money you haven't watched him as much as I have for national team and for PSG and for Roma when he was in Roma. So you're not going to tell me how good he is. He got his.
I wouldn't take him. I wouldn't take him at Chelsea now. But
no. I wouldn't.
The only time
I would have taken him is pre-2016 because he was 21 when he was in Roma, and then he got bought by PSG, and I was like, you know what, he's looking great. But after 2016, I am telling you, he's so mid, so fucking shit. When the pressure's on the most, that is when he bottles it the most. He bottles it the most. Dude, do not get me started on the amount of bottle games he's done in the Champions League for PSG.
Just because I want to move on, but go
and from Brazil.
Yeah.
And from
Brazil.
I hate him.
What were you saying though? Sorry.
I was saying, the reason I said Gehi is because I think he's the best option of all the guys we've been linked with.
Who would you want, Prime?
I want Bissek. Bastoni is obviously a dream.
But that's exactly what it is—a dream. It's not going to happen.
I would take Bissek, but my thing is, right, I'm not going to be able to change the fact that Cole is who they want to build their defense around. So if that's the case, fine. You get me the right partner for Colwell, because I've been saying it since like 20. When did Lampard become manager? 2018. I've been saying since 2018.
Right?
No, 2018.
Yeah,
because we won the title.
Derby County, though. Oh, you mean for Chelsea?
17, 18.
Yeah.
Was Conte's second season, then 18, 19, it was 2018, whatever, that summer or that season. I've been saying that if we can get like an elite or top a world-class center back to drag our defenders, then build a partnership. You can build a partnership with talented players. So even it's like as much as like, again, I don't rate Guehi highly. You can build a partnership with him. You get a quality center back with Guehi or Colwell even, because Cole does have good attributes on the ball. If you get a partner with him that like can do the things that he is bad at, you can build a partnership in that way. And hopefully that will be good enough because Cole has somewhat potential, and let's see if he eventually unlocks it in a few years. But that's why when people keep mentioning all these center backs, I keep questioning, are they actually the right fit for Colwell? Because Colwell is still the guy these guys want to build around. So as much as, I like Bisek, and I think Bisek actually would be a good partner, to be fair, but are they going to spend that money on him? I don't know. Guehi, it seems like we're going to get him because we've been linked heavily with him, but is he the right partner for Colwell? Again, I actually don't know. I like Hoyson, and they probably would be stupid enough to go buy him at his young age. Is Hoyson the right partner for Colwell? Definitely not.
I don't think they'll buy Hoyson just because they saw what Bournemouth did to get him, and they'll probably just try to replicate the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I would like.
I think Madrid gets him.
I like Christensen, but like
later, Chris.
Christensen, one, doesn't stay on the pitch enough because of his injury problems, and two, I think Christensen is a lot more. I think Christensen is.
Has Christensen got IBS, by the way? I think he's got IBS, right?
All right, cool. Stop. If you guys keep slandering,
that's not even being a joke. I'm actually didn't ask you because they would actually sing.
I know you are, but Lewis is gonna pop up in the chat, so let's not stop slandering him. With Christensen, like as much as like he is good on the ball and he's improved, like
especially like if you have IBS,
defender, his physicality is still a problem. His physical attributes is still a problem, and him coming back to the Prem with no Rudiger next to him or no Silva next to him, and it's going to be Colwell. Like, I think that Colwell and Christensen in as a partnership, that could be a problem. Majorly.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie though. I feel like Joey's got a good point here. I could see them bringing in Mamadou Sarr next season.
That's what they're trying to do.
That's what they're literally doing.
As a starter.
I will be so honest.
Not a starter, but I think as a rotation piece, like fifth choice.
I'm gonna be so honest. That's the worst option they could do. I'm gonna be so honest. That is the worst option they could do.
You think so?
No. I think they're gonna get Sarr and another center back. I think they're gonna get Sarr and another center back.
Because here's what I'm thinking: like, what if you just send Badiashile to Strasbourg and you just bring in Mamadou Sarr?
But listen, you do realize, these fantasy transfers can only happen if the players accept it. Would Badiashile accept going to Strasbourg, Marshall?
I think now, if they're in the Europa League, if they're in the Europa League,
I don't see why not.
I don't think so.
Is Badiashile really in a position to negotiate? Like, yo, I need more play time. Like, I'm not getting it at Chelsea.
And he's in a team that's in Europa League quality. If they get to Europa League and win Champions League, I think so, because he's still going to be in a better European competition than he was this season.
He's going to be back down personally, but.
No, because I think he would be he would be better than playing in the Conference League. So that's step one. He would be back in France, right? So he's going to be back to familiar surroundings.
I mean, Strasbourg are doing better than. Oh, actually, no, they're not. Are they?
No, they're not. No, they're not. Monaco's
better than what?
They're not bad. They're not doing better than Monaco. That's what said.
Yeah, actually, let me look at the table again. They're up there, but
they're not that far away. Let's be honest. Monaco's on
not.
47 and Strasbourg's on 43. It's only 4 points different. It's not that big. They could easily catch up and go up to third. Because Nice and Monaco are both top 47.
League 1 is set up very similarly to the Premier League. Like, 8th to 2nd place are like a few points away from each other. Goal difference is 33 for Strasbourg, 32 for Monaco. So, wait, I'm reading the wrong one. 19 for Monaco, 8 for Strasbourg.
Yeah. But Monaco's tied with Nice for same GDA, so they could drop down for Champions League spots. So,
yeah. And
so
Strasbourg
can I explain what I was trying to say real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
I wasn't saying like use Mamadou Sarr as like the signing to get this all through. I was more saying like they're using Mamadou Sarr as a like young talent that they're trying to bring through that's going to be cheap. Like, he was nothing. He was like next to nothing to buy. So like they're bringing him
I'm
in.
aware,
as, like,
Ahmed.
to me, it's like a backup to Fofana, in my opinion. What did
I
you
could
say?
see it. He just showed me the score.
We were laughing at the US score. Sorry.
Yeah, this is I fucking hate watching this right now. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm not
Nation.
watching it. I refuse to watch
Nation.
Poch.
Wow, look at these terrorists not supporting the nation, man. Come on, bro.
Bro, it's
I refuse to watch Poch.
It's cross and Shalah football, bro. There's no, I can't. Anyways, yeah, I could see what Joey's saying though. Like as their very own like Hoyson type of signing, like youngster that comes in. I really could see like Benoit going on a loan to Strasbourg or maybe even on a permanent. Like I just, oh my fucking god.
Not this. I don't think he goes to Strasbourg. I think that's crazy.
Why is it that
I think it's crazy to think that because he's on big wages first and foremost.
Also, Marshall. Also, it's not. I'll be real. It has not to me. It has nothing to do with that. If he goes on loan to Strasbourg, that's your loans to Strasbourg finished.
Mm-hmm.
Which means they will need to buy a keeper, guaranteed.
Yeah. And we're trying to give them something.
Probably going to need to buy another midfielder, at least one. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't think Amugu is ready right now to step into that midfield and replace the Santos hole.
Yeah.
Like, there are way better uses of that loan spot we have left if it is still Paez and Amugu we're sending. We have way better uses for that last loan spot than sending Badiashile there.
Scott, I still think that you should think that Amugu gets sold there.
If he gets sold there, then that's fine. But until proven otherwise, like, which if he does get sold there, it's just stupidness. But until proven otherwise, I'm just going to continue off the fact I think he gets loaned there. I hope he gets sold because it does open up another spot. But like,
also DHL, you saying Milan wanted Badiashile in the past, okay, and Bayern wanted Chalobah in the past, and he got loaned to Crystal Palace, and that's what they were then. Welcome to what they are now.
Wait, who won the Chalobah?
Milan.
Bayern.
Oh,
not
Wait, you saying Chalobah or Badiashile?
No, I'm making a comparison. This man is saying Milan wanted Badiashile, so he's not wanting to go to Strasbourg. And I'm saying Bayern wanted Chalobah in the past, and then he got loaned to Crystal Palace this season.
CP, I wasn't listening to you.
Shit.
When you said Bayern, I thought you said Prime. I was like, what?
That's a bit different. That's a bit different, but okay. That's a bit different.
Yeah.
But okay.
Let's actually, because Scott mentioned Paez, and I kind of reevaluated what I think is going to happen next season. But I could be wrong. Obviously, I'm very, very possible I could be wrong in this. But let's go ahead and talk about the squad building for 25-26. So there's been a bit of news, or at least PR, whatever, in terms of like what's going to happen with some of these players that are coming back from their loans, and some of the players that are going to be eligible to play for Chelsea next season. So let's start off with this first tweet that I have here. Do this, and then boom. All right. The people now running Chelsea have deliberately chosen a transfer policy which focuses on signing youth and potential, and it means that they now have the youngest team in the Premier League. But playing such a long-term strategy, waiting for players to develop into finished articles you've envisioned, is coming at a cost. When it comes to big games, Chelsea squad have a serious belief issue, and that's coming from The Athletic. That's a bit of an opinion piece there. Maresca wants to use wingers in his system, so Chelsea has been looking at this since he joined for 25-26. Chelsea want 5 wingers for 2 roles. Events over the last 3 months have highlighted why. Injuries, suspension, Mudryk, all that fun stuff. So we go into this. Kendrick Paez is being lined up to be an understudy / support for Enzo Fernandez rather than operating on the flanks. Continuing on, once Geovany Quenda is added alongside Cole Palmer and Esteval, Chelsea feel they will have one of the most exciting attacks in the game. Andre Santos will be part of the Chelsea first team squad next season. Chelsea are very impressed by his development, and there's no chance they will listen to offers despite rumors. Chelsea have already decided to bring back Andre Santos from his loan at Strasbourg to be part of things in 25-26, but that is to compete with Romeo Lavia. And when we get into Essugo, we'll get into more details on that. But Essugo is also another one that is essentially being brought in as an understudy to Caicedo. So that being said, if this all goes according to plan, and it seems to me what's likely to happen, Leslie Ugochukwu's gone. I don't think there's a place for him in the team.
The real one's gone.
It seems like, for me, they have their starting midfield of Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo, and each one has a backup. Lavia, Santos for Lavia, Essugo for Caicedo, and Kendry Paez for Enzo Fernandez.
So 6 midfielders for 2 positions.
Three positions, kind of.
We play 2 midfielders.
Depending on what we do with if we're gonna permanently keep inverting Caicedo from right back to midfield.
So James isn't playing.
James could be a right center back.
What?
James could play in the center back role. He's done it.
So they want to hang on, Marshall. Joe, I'm gonna let other people speak. Do you understand how stupid this sounds?
I think it's one of those issues where Maresca has to figure out how he wants to play when he wants to play some of these players. I don't know. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna adapt depending on the game.
No, I disagree with you, Marshall. I kind of agree with Scott, but I think they're saying Santos is a Lavia replacement because Lavia doesn't exist. Let's be honest. This man has played, as Prime said, a grand total of 11 games for us in 2 fucking years. So him being a Lavia replacement is basically him being the next man up. In all honesty, let's be honest. It's just that the club and we are hoping that Lavia is going to be something, but I just think he's the next man up.
Calling Santos a Lavia replacement worries me because that makes me think that they're going to use him as a DM. Santos is not a DM.
I think he's the next man up in terms of depth chart. I think him and Lavia are fighting for the next man up because Enzo and Caicedo are your starters and Lavia is your.
I mean, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, Prime. But Essugo actually is a DM. That's the thing. It's
I know Essugo's a DM. I'm talking about. They're saying Santos is the.
To compete with Lavia,
yeah, but you're taking the semantics of it too literally, though, bro.
That is true too.
Like who gives a shit, bro? Who gives a shit who's replacing who realistically? That's the journalist saying who's replacing who, not necessarily who what the club's actually saying. How do they know what Maresca wants to replace who?
My point being, what's funny?
You got one.
USA go here with last minute dagger. Panama
No
Nation,
way.
man.
No way. Canada's not scared of your dusty asses, man. Canada's not scared of your dusty asses in the US, man. What a pathetic footballing fucking nation, man. That's getting dunked on my Canada.
Even Panama can't save you, mate. Even Poch can't save you, bro.
Hold that. Canada, who doesn't give a fuck about football, is gonna dunker your asses again with a tenth of your population. Hold that, Marshall. Hold that.
The goal scorer was someone called Cecilio Waterman. What the hell? Waterboy scored against you, man.
I know this is not coming from the same fucking country who couldn't do anything against the same fucking team. I know it's not coming from them, man. I know it's not, right? It's not coming from them, man, right? Oh, is that right? The sport, the footballing country. That one, right? Oh, okay. I know it's not coming from you, man, from England, right? Oh, that's right. Oh,
excuse me, I'm a Somali supporter. Have some respect.
Shut up, you're a Somali supporter. You're a
Somali supporter. Now you're a Somali supporter. Now that I dug your grave.
Marshall can ask me. Marshall is my witness. Marshall is my witness, yeah?
You know what? In Ahmed's defense, Ahmed's a fraud, but in Ahmed's defense, I always crash on Ahmed for supporting Somalia. So that's not. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I support Somalia, bro. You know what I mean?
He is.
Listen, don't worry, man. I'm getting cooked tomorrow. 9 p.m. tomorrow. I'm getting cooked. You know what I mean? I'm getting cooked tomorrow at 9 p.m. So it is what it is, man.
Where's Somalia playing?
I think we're playing. I think Gurassi's nation. I forget what Gurassi is from, but we're playing them at 9 p.m.
Guinea.
Yeah. Somalia versus Guinea tomorrow.
You're playing Guinea. Damn. And you're playing Botswana. Crazy.
You're gonna get
man.
done. Yeah, you're gonna
Listen. The game is the game, man. The game is the game. You know what I mean? We're just gonna have to hold it. Is it alright, Marshall?
I thought he was from Mali, not Guinea. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe the flags are close. Maybe I was wrong.
The flags are a bit similar. I would probably say yes.
Yeah. No, their flags are similar. Yeah.
Okay.
Marshall, how does it feel that you support Peru with your shirt and the USA with your shirt? How does it just feel to support shit in football right now? Like no.
It must suck, mustn't it?
Peru.
I don't know. I don't know. You're saying that, Scott, bro. You got your manager, bro.
For anybody that hires that fucking fat bastard as a fucking coach.
You got a terrorist, Scott, man. You got a terrorist for life.
Hey, he can. I'll tell you what. He can allegedly sniff as much coke as he wants on the sidelines, as long as he wants.
Yeah, man. He's proper Chelsea, man. He's proper Chelsea, man. Look at him, man.
Hey.
That's what he's doing, living in Miami. He lives in Miami.
Scott, you know something? You know something? He got his cocaine addiction when he was in Chelsea. You notice that? Proper Chelsea, man. Proper Chelsea.
Do you care though? Who will be there?
Is that just like a Chelsea coach thing? Everybody just does cocaine now?
It must be, man. At this point, it has to be, bro.
Can we talk about Santos and Paella?
Okay. Yeah.
So one thing, because speaking of cocaine, some man here said if he was a billionaire, would be smoking cocaine all day. A certain Casually F.C.
I said if I was descendant of Incan royalty, I'd probably be on a mound of cocaine right now.
So there you go, man.
I mean, Marshall, you don't need to be a descendant to still do that.
Yes, I do. Do you realize how expensive cocaine is?
I mean, you know how much expensive cocaine
Tell the people at Stamford Bridge, man. Tell the people at Stamford Bridge, the bathrooms, man. That's where
they spend more. Yeah, this is where I get them. They spend more money on that damn bag than they do on the ticket, son. So don't get me started on these ticket prices, bro. Don't get me started on these ticket prices, bro.
Oh shit. So back to the topic. Go ahead.
I know what Joey's saying. It's not like a like for like thing, which I get it. But my thing is that I don't want them to, or Maresca particularly, to misprofile Santos.
This season I am Coco.
I don't want Santos to be misprofiled as like a DM in this team. He's a lot more than that. He should be challenging Enzo for his spot on the team, is the point I'm trying to make.
I'll be real. That's one of those things. I do agree with you, Prime. Like, I hope he isn't misprofiled, but we're not. That's what I said earlier. Like, we're not going to know until he comes back and he's with the team and like Enzo actually uses him. Because it's the same with Petrovic, right? Like, obviously not the profiling thing, but like, my hope with him is like, if you're not going to go, like, if the plan isn't to go and get a goalkeeper that's like better, right? Like, you're going to go and get a Chevalier or whoever. Just keep Petrovic. But if he comes back and is now improved, he's better. He's shown he can be a top goalkeeper in a top 5 league in Europe. He's shown that. If you are then still doing this, I can't use him. You're the problem.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because, like for example,
if Santos and Petrovic come back and you can't use them effectively, you're the issue.
Like an example, right? Leslie. Maresca in preseason was using Leslie as like a basically in the role Enzo is playing this season, and that's why he didn't want to use him and send him out on loan. But if he used Leslie as a DM, he would still be in the squad because we now don't have one. With Lavia,
again, I don't know if Prime was here, but yesterday's stream, I actually put the perfect argument, as to why we actually needed Leslie in the team. Because like the way he play, the type of DM he is unironically the perfect backup DM. He's usually one of the guys that is able to cut the passing lanes quite well, right? In terms of like reading the passing lanes and able to cut it quite well, which we would probably need, considering the way we play sometimes with a bit of a high line with that back three at times, right? He's it would add a little bit of aerial dominance in the midfield, considering some of our midfielders are quite short, and Caicedo and Enzo. He also can give you a good goal every now and then. You know what I mean? When he crashes the box, as we saw in preseason, like he actually was like a great backup option for us, generally speaking.
Ahmed, you're saying everything that I've been saying since.
But I wanted Leslie to stay. Remember this, bro. I've always wanted Leslie to stay too, man. But
I think most of us that are here want Leslie to come back in January.
Yeah, man. So like, that's the thing, isn't it? So it's just really painful because it's like now we're losing a guy like Leslie.
I think Leslie ends up at Strasbourg. I think that's the perfect spot for him. He's going to be in Europe. Like that makes the most sense. That's why I said a Mubu sale to Strasbourg, loan Leslie to fucking Strasbourg. That's like the perfect scenario for both teams. That way we're not overloading. We're keeping the talent within the squad ranks, within the blue co ranks, and then you're not really having to buy another player if something happens, because you can always recall them if you need to.
I agree, Joey, but like you still end up with the same issue down the line anyway. Of like, say Leslie plays really well, you do that, and Leslie plays really well. The season after, it's still him and Essugo. You've still got that same issue. Like I think the Leslie thing, because we've signed Essugo.
Well, it's not like. Sorry. Are you saying for Strasbourg?
Final.
So yes. He's in extra time.
He got knocked out of a semi-final of the CONCACAF Nations.
Oh,
yeah, semi-final.
Poch's trophy record is bookie.
I was going to say that basically he's just guaranteed that either Mexico or Canada are winning that trophy.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, yeah. My thing, as I said, Joey, I'm talking just for us, right? Because like, unless the plan is to just, I think with Leslie, like he's now going to be sold. Like he's like that's the plan going forward because you got Essugo, and it's like. While I would like to see him get loaned to Strasbourg, it's like ultimately when he comes back, the same's still going to happen. He's still going to get sold. So I just think if he's going to get sold,
what if he's the one that gets sold to Strasbourg then?
If he gets sold to Strasbourg, fine. But like I just have an issue with that in general because of how I thought he should have had the role that Essugo's now going to have. But like, that's just a completely different issue. But yeah, I think like. We kind of just...
That's a Maresca thing, though. That's definitely a Maresca thing, regardless on how we look at it.
Can I just ask a question that's a bit more of a side tangent slightly, yeah? Why does Scott have Ryan Bertrand as his Abby? I've actually just noticed that it's Ryan Bertrand.
Why did I do this? No, I did this as a joke, but I think I did this for Johnny. Like, so I saved this picture because basically there was... When he was back in Mount, when the thing came out with Mount of like the Ballon d'Or thing, when I wasn't blocked, I quote tweeted him and put a picture of Bruno Fernandes also getting a Ballon d'Or nomination, and then he put a picture of Mount with the Champions League. So I then put this, I quote tweeted it with this picture. I was like, same energy. I was like, same energy. It's really.
That was so confused. I only realized now it was Ryan Bertrand because, like,
bro, it's been like that for so long. I can't be bothered to change it. I'll be so honest.
Fair enough. No, it's okay, bro. I just wanted to know why it was.
It's actually, in fact, that's actually a great reasoning in the end.
Yeah, man, heritage. That's what I call it.
Oh wait, I'm muted, aren't I? Oh no, I'm here. Okay.
No, you were here, man. Don't worry, man. You were crying. Like you heard you crying.
Fucking, I could care less. I checked out.
No, Marshall, you're still muted.
No, you do care. You can't fool us.
You do care, Marshall. Don't you can't listen. You can't do this gimmick.
There's a difference. There's a difference between caring and being curious.
I'm curious. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
I literally watched the last like 30 seconds of the game.
Yeah, there you go. I already signed off that this season's it's a farce. After the World Cup, I'm gonna revisit my Poch React stream and see if all my reactions were what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, come on, were merited. There you go. Speaking of merited, let's see if people's reactions were merited on the next segment, which is Quenda. Here we go. So this is the part where people were waiting for. Let's actually get into it. I have a lot to read, so just bear with me, guys. Okay. So, breaking. Chelsea agreed deal for Portuguese top talent Geovany Quenda. Here we go. Medical done for Quenda after secret blitz. He will join Chelsea in 2026. Club-to-club agreement completed with Sporting, and Quenda said yes to Chelsea Project and Enzo Maresca's plans. So this did happen out of the blue, out of nowhere. No one saw it coming. There was no news, no hints, nothing. Chelsea will pay in the region of £37.7 million to £41.9 million for Geovany Quenda, and he will sign a 7+1 year deal. He will then move to Stamford Bridge in July of 2026, and they intend to deploy him as a pure winger, given he is equally comfortable on either side, according to David Ornstein. Geovany Quenda had a €100 million release clause on his contract, although many reports from Portugal suggested they would accept $60 million. However, Chelsea had bought him for £40 million with no add-ons or sell-on clause included because they were prepared to let him remain in Lisbon for another 12 months on loan. Manchester United have been in talks with Quenda for weeks, but FFP is a big factor as to why they can't move fast. Jorge Mendes has been mentioned as being big part of the play in this Quenda to Chelsea story, according to Fabrizio. United have been talking to Quenda and his camp for weeks. However, Chelsea has been monitoring the player for a while and had been secretly contacting his camp to see if there was any room to make something happen. Fabrizio also saying here, Chelsea had a feeling that not only United, but also Bayern were prepared to enter the race for Quenda in the summer, not now. This is why they wanted to get ahead of all other clubs to get the deal done immediately. Sources close to Quenda tell us he's willing to play as a winger, not as a wingback, not a wingback like he would at Manchester United, and that's what made the difference in conversations with Chelsea. Big agent was involved in the Geovany Quenda deal to Chelsea because we know how Jorge Mendes is always powerful in Portugal, and his name has been mentioned by sources. Also on that, Jorge Mendes' name was mentioned by sources as one of the crucial roles involved in the Quenda deal to Chelsea. Felix Johnson here with an opinion here. It's actually mad that there's obviously a big conversation about whether Geovany Quenda is necessary signing, but we've just signed one of the best talents in the world in complete silence. He's even done his medical and no one knew. Mental. PYS also saying here, Quenda has been watched by Chelsea scouts since September and received rave reviews for his versatility combined with athleticism and technical ability at such a young age, highlighted as some key points. Chelsea have been very active in Portugal in general over the last year. Essugo and McAtee, two names for midfield to keep an eye out for as club explored midfield future. No decision in favorite striker yet, despite secret January approach for Delap. Would suggest to me perhaps UCL budget dependent for the club, keeping under wraps. Former Sporting manager, now United manager Ruben Amorim, on Chelsea news signing Geovany Quenda. He is a very complete player, and the right word to describe Quenda is he is a very brave player. Unconvincing Quenda to join Chelsea. It was a group effort. This PR is a group effort from Winstanley, Stewart, and Maresca. Other factors were Ruben Amorim previously used him as a wingback at Sporting, but Chelsea want him only as a winger. London was another factor, while his salary fits within the wage structure. On Chelsea signing Quenda, under the current ownership, Chelsea have made an effort to sign the best young players in the world, and this continues that push. There was a lot of satisfaction among Chelsea staff on Friday after news broke on signing Quenda. Not only have the club secured a talent player who they deem to be among the top 3 under-23 wingers in the world, but they feel delighted all the preparation was done without any leaks about their interest coming to light. That's coming from Simon Johnson and The Athletic. Fabrizio also saying here, Maresca thinks Quenda is perfect to play for him as a winger, a crucial point on the player. Quenda no longer wanted to play wingback. He wants to play 1v1, so conversation with Maresca was important. Another club interested was Bayern Munich. Quenda has already played more than 40 senior matches, but the hope is that he will have at least 100 to his name by the time he joins Chelsea. They want competition for places and believe he will add even more quality to what they already have. So something here to look at is expected goals and expected assists per 90. We're looking at Geovany Quenda at the .40 amount, and then successful dribbles per 90. Quenda is upwards of 3 per 90. So some good stats to look at. Obviously, he's really high up there in terms of these parameters. Another thing to look at, 48. Geovany Quenda at 17-year-old, that's just kind of weird, 243 days old as well. 17 years, 243 days old, has created 48 chances this season, the most of any player under the age of 20 across Europe's top 7 leagues. So he leads in chances created ahead of Lamine Yamal, ahead of Tom Bischoff, Desiree Doué, your boy Ahmed, and Kenan Yildiz. We continue on. Another fair amount of stats here. Geovany Quenda versus top 7 league U21 wingbacks and fullbacks. Most successful dribble, he's number 1 in that, number 1 in expected assists, number 1 in expected goals, number 1 in successful attacking actions, number 1 in deep completions, number 1 in shot assists, through passes completed, passes to penalty box, touches in the box, and highest progressive passes. So a lot of really promising stats, a lot of really promising reviews of the player. I obviously just spoke a lot. I'll give one of you guys the floor, whoever wants to talk on this first. Get out of here, Lewis. Big up, Lewis, but also get out of here, bro. The first comment I see after I read all this.
Lewis, you're in the chat. Can you go to my tweet, bro? Thank you.
Oh, wait, hold on. Also, I just saw something here. Wait, let me see here. Yep, there it is. Big up to TJ Warren TV. Everyone from the raid, thank you so much for accompanying the raid here, is what I meant to say. Big up to every single one of you that are watching TJ. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And yeah, big up to every single one of you. Hopefully you're not too down and out because of, a fraud leading my country. But anyways, we're talking about Quenda. We're talking about Chelsea. So big up to every single one of you who are interested in just football in general and Chelsea. So yeah, Geovany Quenda.
Fuck Poch.
Fuck Poch. I can agree with that.
My good Poch, man. My good Poch.
Who knows about Quenda? And wants to talk about Quenda?
I don't know.
Marshall, you know about Essugo, so you should know about.
I'm not FM man. I'm not fan man. I know nothing about this guy, bro. I don't watch enough. I was never watching for him. I was watching for Guy Perez every single time, so I never really paid attention to him.
That is fair, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been really, really hyped up. Big up Staffy TV. A lot of people have been really, really hyped up on this guy.
Make sure to tune in tomorrow. By the way, we've got a WWE SmackDown show 7 p.m. UK time, so do tune in, please. Thank you very much.
Right, and do you want to tune into the topic? Do you want to pitch in on Quenda?
I mean, what is this guy's coming in next year? So what's the point of us talking about him? With all due respect.
Scott, what do you think, bro? Leave Ahmed. Ahmed don't know nothing, bro. What is this?
Ahmed's been temporarily benched.
Wait, Staffy, what did I do? I get fuck Ahmed and Marshall, but what did I do?
Scott, what are your thoughts on Quenda? You're the only one that has thoughts on this, I'm sure.
I don't care.
I mean, the only thing I can say about Quenda, honestly, from the comps I'm seeing, seems like every other guy we brought, a good dribbler. And
let me ask you guys this.
That's pretty much it.
You know what? I'll get the.
Hang on. You want to know my thoughts, Marshall?
Yeah, go for it. It's better than nothing right now.
Bring up DHL's comment, and you've got my thoughts.
There we go. Yeah, that's a good point.
So I'll say this. I'll ask this question, since I'll get. Let me not say that actually. I'll get thoughts stimulated. How about that?
I mean, we haven't really even seen any of our wonder kids actually even play. Like,
this is true. What I will ask though is, I have my and I might stand alone on this. Some of you guys may agree. I have my doubts about Gyökeres simply because in terms of like attack from Liga NOS, attacking players from Liga NOS, in recent time, I don't think it's been very successful. You look at Darwin Núñez, you look at what João Felix has been doing recently. Leao, also another one that he had one good season 2 years ago, and now it's been very lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
And
Leao plays in the Serie A, bro.
But do you know what it is?
And he's not doing that well in Serie A.
Do you know what did? Oh yeah, but I think that's a
he went to Serie A from Liga NOS.
No, he was from Ligue 1. He went to Ligue 1 first, then it was Ligue, then it was to AC Milan.
All right.
But like, the thing I want to I think I get your argumentation, right, Marshall? But
no, but that's not my argumentation. I would say
you're worried about
have doubts about this
attackers. Player. I get what you're saying. The problem for me with that is that I think, at least in his case, he's a young player, bro. He's like really young. He's coming to us at the age of 18. If this was like a guy that was 21, 22, 23, 24 in that range, he'd been scoring multiple goals, been doing what Darwizi was doing, what Gyökeres was doing, what Conceição Ramos was doing. I think, your argument would be a lot more fairer. But when he's coming to you at 18 years old, a lot more malleable, still has a long way to go in terms of talent development, stuff like that. So I have to disagree with that a little bit, in my personal opinion.
I mean,
so you're not because you're not gonna suffer like if he's like what you think he's gonna become. You suffer less because you still can train him out of it, if that makes sense. You have the time to do that. In a Darwin's case, not necessarily. In other guy's case, not necessarily, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand.
I have a theory. I have a theory about this whole thing.
Go for it.
And it's kind of off base, and so I think that this is all leading up to us buying part of Sporting, and I think and then I think part of that is us getting Gyökeres as well. Like I think that it's gonna end up being all the Gyökeres, Essugo, and I always Quenda, all coming all like being bought in this window because of the type of direction that they need to change financially, because these Portuguese clubs are selling clubs in the end. Like they have to be selling clubs to be sustainable.
Yeah.
So that's where my mind is I think that it just puts us in the front. Like we're getting ourselves in front of Sporting more frequently, like getting ourselves in front of Sporting, buying players from Sporting, and being at the negotiation table with Sporting only makes me believe that we're going to get another player from Sporting.
It honestly, like I can see how that has legs, considering like I think one of the things that we've been doing well since these American owners have come is that we've been establishing some pretty good relationships with some pretty decent clubs. You look at Strasbourg, you look at Sporting, you look at AC Milan as well. We have a pretty decent relationship with them. There might even be some. I mean, we have. Would you guys say we have a good relationship with Brighton? I would hope we do.
No,
considering we've done crazy business with them.
Probably, I would say, yeah. I would say like our owners and Tony Bloom have a good relationship.
Yeah, so I would say like I think we are starting to establish some relationships here in the footballing world with these American owners, and it's something that obviously is needed. But going to what Joey was saying, I think when you start being buddy, there was rumors last summer that we were accused of trying to buy shares of Sporting and stuff and then negotiating for Ugarte.
2 summers ago.
That was 2 summers ago? It was for Ugarte. Yeah. I remember it was that. Where we were trying to throw in like buying shares as a way to negotiate. So that rumor has been like floating around for some time now, and I do think that there is legs to it. I just don't know when it's going to happen. But I could see it being like, hey, we're just trying to be in good terms with Sporting so that eventually when we do sit down and have this conversation of, hey, would you be interested in allowing us to buy 30% of your club or something like that, it goes a lot smoother.
Allison just got hurt.
Yikes. But in terms of the player here, Quenda, I don't know really what to make of it too much. The numbers look really, really promising, especially for the age that he's in. He's already played Champions League. He has 40 games under his belt already. There's still the rest of the season to go. He's not going to be available next season, which it is what it is. It's not like next season we're not going to have players coming in. We already have incomings that we've been waiting for them to be old enough to come to the club. Whether they stay at Chelsea or go on to be another loanee, time will tell. But there are players that, definitely we think are going to be ready for the first team. We're talking Ugochukwu, we're talking Santos, Petrovic, so on and so forth. This player himself, though, the stats look really, really promising. I can only hope that next season he continues on this path. This is also continuing regardless of Amrin still being at the club, because I know once Amrin left the club, Sporting did take a bit of a dip. So if he's keeping up these numbers even next season, I think that's great to see. I hope it just translates to the Prem.
I just hate that our club's playing Football Manager. That's all it is.
Yeah.
They're just literally playing Football Manager, bro.
It's frustrating.
We're just being real about it.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
At what point does it end, if it ends?
Well, that's what we had the discussion earlier. And Joey, I don't know if you heard this in a previous show, but I was saying, like, to me, I think Erling Haaland is like the last big name, put the money on the table signing that the Premier League is going to see for a while, at least until these PSR rules are in effect. Because I'm looking at the way other clubs are moving. But I'm looking at the way that other clubs are moving, and the majority of these clubs are going for these, young, high on the wages.
I somewhat agree with you, Marshall, in a sense of like
this is a prediction, there's no right or wrong.
No, I somewhat agree with you in a sense that there isn't going to be many big signings. I think that like Liverpool this summer probably will end up breaking that whole situation with like a big signing still. Maybe. Because of the situation that they're potentially going to put themselves in. Mm-hmm. But I just don't think the level of footballers out there is that high overall for us to be like, I don't know. There's footballers out there for us that could be good for us, but there isn't like I wouldn't say there's like one striker out there that's perfect. Like that, so you just say, yeah, he's going to be perfect no matter whatever you do, he's going to be perfect. Or even like a winger out there, minus maybe Rodrigo, that there is that you can get and be like, yeah, he's going to hit no matter what. Like there's very few of these level of players nowadays, where back in the day, like when we were watching football in the early 2000s and in the 90s, there was like a lot of options for you to be able to buy players from like lower end teams that are going to like seriously help your team. And like, I just don't see that anymore as much. And like, also like everybody has money now. So it's like, especially in the Premier League, it's like a lot of the times you'd be able to buy from like Premier League teams, but even Premier League teams have money. Like, the only reason Bournemouth is in the scenario that they're in is because they have a stadium that's like a pea shape. It's like fucking 6,000 people, 10,000 people, or some crazy shit. So it's like this whole thing with like how people are buying players. Like, I don't believe that there's no big players that are going to come into the Premier League anymore. Like, I actually think that this summer is going to be much different with the way that the striker market specifically is, because people think, Gyökeres is a big player and people think Osimhen's a big player. And I don't know if either of those players come to the Premier League, but I just see the way that the league's moving at this current moment. And you're right. You're right about how people are going younger and trying to build. Like, that's literally like how everybody is thinking. And outside of like Arsenal right now is like, that's the way that most of these teams are thinking. Even City, outside of like Marmouche, they went and bought 4 young players in January.
Yeah.
Like,
that's like one big example that I'm looking at. And like I say that because, you look at the superstars that are out there. Like, everyone's been saying for a while, there's been these conversations of Rodrigo to Arsenal. I just don't think that's going to happen. It's too big of a signing with all PSR and
Rodrigo,
all that stuff.
It wouldn't be Arsenal. Like, if the only team that I could see getting him,
like, even for example, like, I don't think Isak moves either. I think Isak stays in Newcastle.
I think the thing is, Marshall, right? You've heard me say this before. I think the big problem right now is the market prices, bro. Right? In the sense that, like, the top players are now, if they've got 2 years left on their deal, even 3 years left on their deal, they're costing you 90, 100, 100, above and above that, right? And I think clubs aren't willing anymore necessarily to take that risk. if that makes sense, unless you're really proven to get the bread and butter. And it's a lot easier for you, much like, you know, much like to use like NBA free agency as an easy example, to get these guys on a free. Yeah, you may have to pay them a bit more contract wise, might need to use a little bit of a cheeky 10 million, 5 million bonus up front, but you're basically getting the guy for free. There's no transfer, no value on him. There's nothing on the books for you, bro. So I just think clubs now are just realizing it's much easier for you to get these guys when they're on a free. Maybe you have to pay like a 50 million bid or 55, 60 million bid when they've only got 1 year left on their deal. That's all it is.
Also, the other thing is that Saudi has put a real spanner in world football right now because of the matter is this, right? Like in the end, Brian, if you were to
videos on the channel, what's wrong with you, Brian, man?
If you're talking about with the way that Saudi's working has worked so far, if you're like an aging player, back in the day, you'd be able to get an aging player for a decent price.
Yeah.
And put them on decent wages. Nowadays, those aging players will take a Saudi deal, the club gets a great financial package for each and every player, and it's all upfront money. And then B, those players all get great wages. That more wages than they would get in any other scenario, all because they have to live in a Saudi region for the most part. Unless you're John Duran, pretty much, you have to live in a Saudi region. There's so many factors to the way that things are changing right now, and it's also like the way that the financial fair play rules are working. Like it's also a thing, but that also doesn't mean that we shouldn't be buying players at the age of 25 and of that nature. That doesn't give us an excuse.
Yeah, if financially it lines up and like you can afford it, I don't see why we shouldn't be doing those kind of moves, getting those players that are more experienced and stuff. That one never made sense to me. I mean, we had, like, for example, Kavica Kvaratskhelia, he was available and he would have aligned with the way Chelsea's wages are structured and the way we want to.
Based off of what?
Based off of his wages at Napoli weren't that much, and PSG offered him.
Yeah, but what does he mean? What is he making at PSG now, Marshall?
At PSG, he's making less than 200K, I'm pretty sure. Actually, let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, before you speak.
Kvaratskhelia wages.
Go to Capology.
He says Georgia International, past medical, pen, paper. The contract, okay, which is said to be worth 9 million euros per season, plus bonus-related bonuses. That doesn't sound like it's much.
200K.
Yeah, and Capology, yeah, you're right. Where is this here? Weekly his base is 314 euros. Okay. Well, I mean, I would have liked to have us at least thrown our hat into the ring on that one.
See,
that's a player where, I know what you're saying.
You knew how much you thought you knew how much he was getting, but in the end, look how much he ended up getting.
Yeah,
he would have never fit that in the wage bracket.
Yeah, I guess so. Damn, that sucks. But that's a player that I wouldn't have minded kind of bending that rule for, you know?
See, that's the thing, is everybody has a player. Everybody has a player.
But there's like, don't you think there's a certain caliber of player where you're like,
obviously
you know what?
not, Marshall. Obviously not, Marshall. Obviously not. Otherwise, they would have done something about it already.
Yeah. Yeah, 300K. I mean, I think that player, if he plays, right, if he does well, he will very much earn that 300K a week. But yeah, it's a risk that obviously with Chelsea, the way we model things, like we don't want to take those risks anymore because we saw how many times it's burned us in the past. And I don't disagree with that entirely. Like, I get that. But, you know, I know Ahmed will suggest there are certain players you do bend that rule for, like an Osimhen and so on and so forth.
Everybody has a player. Everybody has a player that they would bend that rule for.
Yeah.
But
Chris
obviously,
I just
these sporting directors just don't want to.
I always say, man, like,
obviously these sporting directors don't want to do that.
There has to be like a maximum, as I say before, of like 3. Like, there has to be like 3 players that you have to get, that you know are just above and beyond top quality. I'll use Liverpool as an example, right now, right? Like, let's say, for example, Chelsea had Trent, Van Dijk and Mo Salah, for example, right? All these guys are currently available for you. You need to sign them on a new contract deal. Those are the three type of guys I look at right now, and I'm like, you give them the max contract, bro. You just gotta give it to them, bro, because you know you are getting consistent football on a week in, week out basis. You're getting consistent quality on a week in, week out basis, right? And they are value for money, bro. That's the key word I always use. They are truly value for money for you, bro.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. But it's like Joey says, like, everyone's got that one player. It doesn't matter what we think is that one player. It really matters what the club thinks is that one player. And listen, as much as people want to hate on the scouting, they've been scouting some really, really top talents. And if there is going to be that one player that they do break that mold for, I have a good feeling it will be the right player and it actually will be worth it and we'll be pretty content with it. But until that happens, until I even see any proof that
ain't gonna happen, Marshall. It ain't gonna happen, Marshall. That shit ain't gonna happen.
Until I see any proof that's gonna happen, I'm not gonna hold my breath. Speaking on players as well, I do want to move on to the last player, or the last topic we'll talk about today, because it's already over 3 hours. And another player that I personally am actually somewhat excited for, and that's Essugo. So let's go ahead and go through some tweets that I have on Essugo, and we'll discuss, because this player, I hope people have some opinions on it. I do. Okay. So Chelsea in talks with Sporting for defensive midfielder Dario Essugo, who turned 20 today. Sporting want in excess of 20 million euros. Deal not done yet. Essugo currently on loan to Las Palmas. So this is a player that not too long ago on stream here we discussed him. I was we forced Scott to have a crash out as a result, but it's okay. Chelsea remain very interested in Dario Essugo. They're still tracking him and have had plenty of chats on the club and player side. No deal is done, but discussion is ongoing over potential package and fee. Fabrizio also saying here, continuing on earlier in this week, Chelsea keep working on deal to sign Dario Essugo from Sporting for the future. Talented midfielder is on Blueco radar since January, and relationship with Sporting remains excellent after Quenda deal. Then Rising Stars had said here, Chelsea's first contacted Sporting to sign Essugo. Then they took advantage of the contact to sign Quenda. That was the order of events. And then here we have Dario Essugo has already said yes to Chelsea and the Blueco project, with negotiations at advanced stages between clubs, and they are still negotiating for a fee around £18.5 million. They are still working to get it done. And here we go, ladies and gents. Breaking Fabrizio Romano with the Dario Essugo. Here we go. Agreement done with Sporting and medical completed. €22 million transfer fee for 20-year-old midfielder to join CFC this summer and be part of the first team. Essugo will sign a 7-year deal. Quenda joins in 2026 at a €48 million fee. Essugo will join Chelsea this summer and be part of the first team. Expectation is Essugo will be part of the first team. Moises Caicedo is naturally first pick, and CFC feel Essugo is a similar profile. 20-year-old will add squad depth in Chelsea. Hope will be packed with Chelsea. In what Chelsea hope will be a packed 25-26 with UCL and straight off the back of a Club World Cup. We continue on. Chelsea hope Dario Essugo can be part of their Club World Cup squad, but first the FA must sanction a FIFA-proposed exceptional window between 1 and 10th June for clubs to make transfers. Each member association can decide whether to take it, or if so, it applies to all clubs, not just those competing in the Club World Cup. Some European member associations and leagues inputting to them feel it will act as a useful test to see if early summer business makes a case for starting the window earlier and ending it before the season starts. Serie A have told the FIGC they are in favor. Yet, other federations argue there is no benefit for non-Club World Cup sides, and the period offered is too short. Essugo is viewed as Moises Caicedo backup in the short term. Chelsea would like to have him in the squad for the Club World Cup. He has become known for athleticism and ball-winning skills, although his teenage vice was... What the fuck is this? His teenage vice was sausage rolls, and it led to some issues with his fitness.
Huh?
What the fuck? That's so random. Okay. Liverpool's...
You like sausage rolls?
No, I don't. Okay. Liverpool scouts have been huge admirers of Essugo's performances this season and pursued a deal for young midfielder. Negotiations for 22 million euro transfer fee was no obstacle for the Reds, who viewed Essugo as the ideal understudy for Gravenberch. Liverpool offered 50K a week for Essugo and were prepared to sign a 5-year contract to secure his services. Chelsea then put an insane offer on the table, giving a 6-year contract to Essugo worth 100K a week, according to Anfield Watch here, which I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure people have opinions on that one. Official. Chelsea have signed Giovanni Quenda and Dario Essugo from sporting clubs confirmed. 74 million euro total package for both players to join the summer 2026 and 2025. All of it confirmed. Sporting have announced the figures involved in Chelsea's 2 deals with Quenda and Essugo in their official filings. Quenda was 42 million pounds up front with another 1 million in add-ons, and Essugo was 18 million pounds up front with no add-ons. Agent fees paid for Chelsea for both deals over 3 million euros combined, or pounds combined. Then we have here Dario, the next Baleba. Let me look at this chart. So midfield creators, box crashers, anchors, and we're looking at Essugo right here in this category. Some other stats: controlling possession, chance creation, box crashing, ball winning, anchoring, ball carrying. Similar in style of play here. Continuing on here. You have Dario Essugo, Moises Caicedo, and Andre Santos, and pretty similar in terms of how where they're strong in their categories. Let me just make sure one more point here. Okay, cool. We'll just go ahead and play that while I'm discussing this. So yeah, I actually did a little bit of studying on Essugo. He's actually a pretty decent player. He's super physical. I actually purposely watched one of his games where he got sent off. The kid needs better boots. I'll be honest with you. Man was slipping all over the pitch, but he was up against Batiste and he had a pretty decent performance. I think some of the dribbling that we're seeing in this is a little exaggerated. I have to watch more of him to really see what he can do, because he didn't do much ball progressing against Batiste, but in terms of physicality, he does get stuck in. He does do a lot of the dirty work that Caicedo does that we're very familiar with. His shooting, his attacking ability isn't there as far as I'm aware. He's not usually, you usually don't find him in the attacking areas. He's usually laying low and staying far back, exactly like Caicedo. So when people say like he's a Caicedo region, I wouldn't say Caicedo region, but he has a very similar profile to Caicedo. But yeah, he does get very physical, so he is going to be prone to a lot of fouls and a lot of yellows, because very much like you just saw there, super physical in terms of his tackling ability, but he does do really well in regaining the ball and keeping the passes simple. So I don't know if anyone else has any opinions on Essugo, but for a backup, and if everything goes as planned and like Payet steps up and he's good, Santos is good, and Essugo does well in the Club World Cup, I think we have a solid team in terms of depth and backup options. We just need to get rid of some of the dead weight. But yeah, any thoughts on Essugo, guys? Brilliant. I lost the panel at this point. All right. It is what it is. I think Essugo is going to be a great player.
You know it is, Marshall. I don't know what to say, because it's like, listen, we don't have that. A lot of these guys that you're bringing out, Tally, Quenda, yeah, Essugo, the data analysis is going to be very weak, because the average Chelsea fan is probably not watching a guy like him in the EPL, Marshall.
Well, he played this season. He's playing in La Liga, so.
Yeah, but like he's playing for like a board team in the league. That's like me watching a Leicester City side, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, if you watch the game, you watch the game. Like,
Marshall, have you watched Las Palmas, Marshall?
I did. I wanted to watch the player. I wanted to watch him play.
All right, buddy.
I mean, listen, man. You laugh at me, but you watch Rennes, and you still manage to get scouting reports on Desiree Doué. You still managed to get my scouting reports on Barcola when he was at Lyon. You know, you knew about Chevalier. Listen, if you watch the league, you watch the league, don't you? You don't just watch Rennes.
No, but like, listen. For example,
there's a difference.
Yes, I may watch the league, but there's
Where is Rennes? Rennes
yes, I may watch the league, but the difference, there's a key difference. Yeah, I'm watching the league because I know that's the league that produces some of the more younger, consistent talent, right? Whereas Las Palmas, for example, I'm not watching them for production of talent. That's not what they're known for.
Sure.
Didn't Las Palmas produce Pedri?
That I do not know, but
no, isn't Pedri a thinky player?
Wait,
no, he's not a Barca academy. He's not a Barca academy.
I thought he was.
All think, no, he's not.
Pedri is a Barca academy player, no?
No, he's not. Gavi is. Everyone keeps on thinking he's not a Barca academy player.
Pedri.
I don't know.
Why did you guys all
double check that for me, please? Double check your receipt on that one, man.
Don't worry about it.
Yo,
was it wrong or was it right?
CP knows ball, bro. Yeah, he came from Las Palmas.
I know my fucking ball. This gets to the chat shit to me, okay, buddy. Yeah. What did they produce? Yeah, just the best midfielder of this generation. What did they produce? You know what I'm saying? Just Pedri, the guy that everyone plays over. You know what I'm saying? Hold that on, hold that. man's hyping up Desiree Doué from Rennes, while I got Pedri.
I have stated I don't watch the Spanish bottom teams like that, so it is what it is. I can hold it.
The reason I
produce players for Barcelona, I get you, man. You just produce those bombs like Barcelona for PSG, you know.
The reason I actually took time to actually watch him, because the one thing I noticed with this player is that for some reason, I think I'm starting to come to the point in my life where I think my favorite position is a DM. So I was just interested on that point alone, but he's 20 years old. He's not like a signing for the future. He's a signing for now. Either he's going to go to Strasbourg or he's going to stay at Chelsea. So I figured instead of just looking at the comps and being fooled by the comps, let me actually look at this kid play. And he's good. He's really physical. And honestly, with how physical this league was this season, I think he's going to fit like a glove. I think it'll be a great rotation piece if he does stay at Chelsea. Obviously, that's going to be down to what Maresca's going to do in the preseason. Is he going to keep Leslie, or is he going to send out Essugo out on loan? Like, things are still up in the air. Nothing is as straightforward as it looks with Chelsea. I'll admit that. But I think Essugo is going to be a good signing for us if he were to stay at the club. And the other thing too is like he's doing this currently at La Liga. So it's not like it's a scrub league either. Like it's a genuinely respectable league. So he's got experience, unlike a lot of the signings that we talk about on the show. So that, and I always said this too. Like I know in January we were talking about bringing back Santos, bringing back Ugochukwu. One of the things I said was like, I wouldn't be surprised if they just go ahead and sign someone else completely and not bring back one of these loans. Obviously, it should have been done in January. We didn't do it. But hey, I'm actually kind of excited for the players. So we'll see. We'll see. You guys already know. I'm putting it out there. I like the player, so I'm probably gonna stan him a bit. So you'll hear my bias from time to time. But yeah. Any final thoughts? No. Okay. Brilliant.
Really, the only thing I can say is Moscow out, please.
All right. Cool. All right, guys. That being said, oh God. Okay. I am going to watch Peru try to win the match today. So I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna also find someone to raid, so I'm gonna do that real quick as well. Oh, I already said RSM, so
just raid RSM, man. He's watching.
Yeah, I'm gonna raid
the
RSM.
Brazil Nation.
No, they're playing like shit.
Hey, yo, Ahmed wanting to raid another man, crazy.
See again, Prime, bro. This red card him, bro.
I dare you, Marshall. Red card anywhere. Red card.
Thank you, Marshall, man. Much appreciated.
Just trying to be fair. Just trying to be fair. Oh, you know, no. Next time the opportunity arises, I'll do it. But yeah, ladies and gents, we're gonna raid RSM, so be sure to copy and paste the raid message. Let them know where you're coming from.
Tell them Caicedo is trash. Tell them Caicedo is trash if you're real ones.
Nice.
I haven't received a yellow. It's my first yellow.
Hold that.
You did receive a yellow earlier. VAR check. You received a yellow earlier. Now, I'm not gonna hear the end of it. You know what, CP? You know what, CP?
What did I do? What? Oh my god!
I need to level the playing field. I gotta put you all backstage, otherwise I'm not gonna hear the end of it. All right, so they're all backstage now. There we go. Equally hate everyone. Anyways, ladies and gents, big up to every single one of you. Thank you for tuning in. We will have another. You see. I told you. I already told you. I knew it was gonna happen. Ladies and gents, be sure to smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already as well. It all helps us out tremendously. Guys, I have been trying to grow. We've been kind of stagnant in recent times, so I really do hope you can help me out by subscribing, smashing the like, because it does go a long way for the channel, and I am trying to get to 5K at some point, so I do put a lot of work into the channel, to put a lot of work into these shows. I stress myself out about it. That way I can have myself, I could be entertained by the panelists having these interesting conversations, and you guys also enjoying the content. So please leave a like. It does help out tremendously. And also please be sure to subscribe if you're new here, because it does help us out big time as well. So that being said, also check out the links in the description. I do have my own channel where I post, I don't even post, but I stream video games as well. We do more casual stuff there. You could talk to me about football there as well. I don't mind it, but it's more meant for just me being just myself, pretty much, which isn't very different from what you see here. So yeah, big up to every single one of you. Big up to the panel, obviously, for joining me today. We're going to have another show, another Casually Chelsea show, probably on Sunday, because there's still a lot of stuff that we didn't get to discuss. Be sure to check out the memberships as well. There's 4 different tiers starting at 99p, and at 99p, at the proper casual tier and hired, you get shout outs at the end of every show. And that's going to go out to Daniel, A. Soliman, TM127, Dark, EE, and Adrian. Big up to you guys for your support, and big up to every single one of you guys who also help out the channel by being a member as well. We're going to raid out to TJ Warren TV, so copy and paste that raid message if you're able to, and paste it over on TJ Warren's chat so that he knows where you guys are coming from. Or not TJ Warren, I'm sorry. RSM, so that RSM knows where you're coming from. I'm sorry, TJ Warren did raid us earlier, so big up to him for the raid as well. But yeah, guys, lovely show. We'll be back again on Sunday to do more Casually Chelsea show. And yeah, stay tuned. We have plenty of content during international break. Don't be too bored. We're 3 weeks away from Chelsea coming back, so it'll go quick. But yeah, big up to every single one of you. Have a wonderful night. Peace out. Stay casual. Bye-bye.